Oh, sorry, Nicholas. Please, Nicholas DeOrio, you have 10 minutes to present your opening statement. Continue.
Okay, well, the reality is that because of this one discussion coming out, this 15-year-old hooer has ruined his entire career, and there is no coming back from it. Point out the issue to me. What is the actual substantive
Weird?
issue?
It's fetishizing talking to a minor. And like, that's literally the fetish. That's literally what they're sing about.
And once again, the commentary YouTube is just totally mined by their audience being teenage boys who are just desperate to secure the supply of underage for themselves. That's what's going on here. That is the reality.
Honestly, I don't even want to have this conversation because every time I try to explain, you just interrupt and yell.
Look, the shit was texting. Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, like, is that like him putting himself on her completely not wanted, or is she in any way playing into that dynamic and getting something out of it herself? I don't know. Without knowing more information about her responses and what, like, I feel like you can tell the difference between begrudgingly agreeing and greedily accepting multiple cocks getting shoved in you. Anyway, right, let's see if we can get some of these motherfuckers on. Talk about this Chuggaaconroy situation. We'll see if there's any disagreements to be had. I'm convening the rape council right now. We're convening the rape council.
Rape?
Hello, Kuihman. Bowblax. Hello, Lerix. Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me on.
Pleasure. Ball means cam up if you wish. No pressure.
Oh, sorry, I can't right now, but sorry.
Dude, we're YouTube commentary channels. We're not gonna cam up. Come on.
Okay, that's fine. Right, how do we start this? I mean, you know, I've got a fairly reasonable.
He's a pedophile. He's a pedophile.
Is that it? You think that?
No. I don't. I mean, I just hate the fucking label game. I mean, call him what you will. I think like basically he calls for further investigation. Sorry though. Keep going.
No. Listen, I'm just want to throw it out there and get the ball rolling, really. So you're not necessarily playing the label game, but you think he's done bad enough. You said on your stream, I think he was guilty. Do you think he might have committed some crime?
I necessarily don't know the guilty game. I was more saying guilty as a sense of just like, I mean, he's guilty of doing the shit. What, like, predatory, I guess. I think labels are kind of useless in this situation where it's like, is he really a pedophile? I don't know. Is he a hebophile? I don't know. Like these terms are kind of like a little bit ridiculous, but it's a 19-year-old talking to a 15-year-old. And he's also, while he's talking and sexting to her, he's fetishizing her age as he's talking to her, saying like, you're really a lolly, aren't you? Like, dude, what? And it's not like, because there's been previous situations in the past, like I'm sure, I don't know if you're familiar with the Zapdie thing that happened a few years ago, but he had this one line that incriminated the fuck out of him, saying he was like a 20-year-old talking to a 16-year-old, and he said, you're worth getting arrested for. And that line is like the main thing incriminating against him. But then a few weeks later, he cut off contact because he noticed it was weird and everything. But this is as if Zapdie would have said, you're worth getting arrested for like 50 times to a bitch. Like there's no, I don't think there's like necessarily plausible deniability to say that this isn't, that this was just jokes and memes.
Okay. Bowblax, any sort of further thoughts on that at all?
Yeah, so I think the most damning thing about that, besides like the obvious messages themselves, is those Discord screenshots that she included of him talking about the incident like in 2021, like a decade later, and he's like, oh, remember that silly thing we did as kids? Why don't we do it again? Like there's no like remorse or regret or like, oh, that was cringe, I'd never do that again. It was like, let's do it again. And obviously she's an adult at that time, but the fact that he looks back at that moment as like something that was silly and fun and he was fond of, rather than like
something he thinks of when he jerks off.
You know?
Yeah, it's a highlight in his life.
Yeah, because like at least with Zapdie, right? He was like,
good start. Hello, guys.
he like regretted like interacting with that girl, but with Chuggaaconroy here, he's like, yeah, let's do it again. You know, so.
Okay, but who's like actually hurt? That's what I don't get.
Good.
Like, doesn't seem to be a victim here.
A victimless crime.
So just to explain the dynamic here, okay? Right? obviously I know your take, Bowblax and Lerix. I watched your stream yesterday. I've covered it myself, and I've got some perspectives. But Kuihman had, I think, an alternative take, and I just wanted to throw it out there to see where we get some discourse going. So,
I mean, she doesn't have to be traumatized for it necessarily to still be like predatory, right?
I just look. I feel like this is an everyday occurrence, and any woman that grew up with the internet will tell you they had conversations like this. People they probably shouldn't have. 15 and 19 isn't really that fucking crazy. If they end in teen, I generally don't care. Especially when how old is this guy now? He's like 30 or some shit, right? Like,
Yeah,
this
34.
is just beyond a non-issue. It just seems totally insane to me.
I think it's true that a lot of like internet drama gets like blown up to being sensationalized. When if you look at the real life, it's kind of like a lot of crazy shit goes around you. Like, how many family members do you know that have been in abusive relationships, or like your dad has like abused your fucking mom, or your cousin has abused her thing?
Is like any woman that I've spoken to about this sort of thing says like these are like probably their least traumatic teenage memories in terms of like sexual experiences. So I don't. It just seems totally insane to me that we sit there being like pedo hunting, being like, oh, is Chuggaaconroy still abusing kids when he was 19? It seems totally insane because these are not actual issues that people have in real life. That's all.
Was this not an opening statement? How did we get all? I thought we were doing opening statements and everyone was giving their position.
Sorry, Nicholas. Please, Nicholas DeOrio. You have 10 minutes to present your opening statement. Continue.
Okay.
Go for it.
So is this the guy with the foot fetish?
Do you know anything about this?
No.
Jesus Christ.
Is he guilty?
So basically there was DMs that came out of him like straight up being pedo, but it was like 15 years ago. But it's like, it's really, really bad. Like, it's like...
What is the age gap?
15, 19.
No. What is the age gap now?
I mean, they have
like current day.
It's not really relevant now because the behavior that's being criticized happened in 2010.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just interested because...
Well, he's 34 now, and she's
so
probably
how
like...
old would she be?
Like 29, maybe?
Damn. Okay, I just wanted to get that on the record.
Okay.
Yeah, but again, and I said this like before Nick came in, but I think it's important to repeat for Nick, is that in 2021 he had like a conversation with her, and he's like, "Yeah, let's do it again. Remember that funny thing we did as teens? Let's like."
But
do
in
it
2021
again.
they were adults, right?
Okay, so that part is not in question, but the point that was being made is that they did have this weirdo like foot fetish thing happening. Maybe she didn't fully understand the extent of it, but he was like well into it, talking about grabbing her sneakers and stuff, right?
Well, he wanted to grab a child's sneakers. Like, was he gonna grab her shape ups, like her Skechers?
Yes.
Yeah, but it wasn't just foot fetish stuff. It was also
dude.
Like,
she was rolling down the street on her heelys, and he's licking the wheels.
She was like, "You're a pedo for liking me." He's like, "Yeah, I am a pedo. I love like fucking kids." That's basically.
They were doing
were.
Pokemon roleplay, and he was like, can you like pretend to be the skunk Pokemon so you smell bad?"
This is like every Nintendo YouTuber though.
Okay.
The only difference here is like a kid involved.
So true. This is every Habbo Hotel lobby. This is every Roblox chat room. This is just the internet.
Yeah, but just because it happens a lot, I don't know. It doesn't make...
Wait, hold on. Fucking status days 9. The age difference doesn't change. Are you aware that like it's not a perfect rotation of the sun every single year that passes, and we lose a few hours every single calendar year? So technically, yeah, the age gap does change if we're being like super fucking anal about it. Okay, dude.
See, the thing is like, I guess the question for you, Kuihman, is because you seem to be, from my perspective, it's like you're saying there's been nothing happen that's wrong, whereas I'm thinking there's some stuff that's happened that's wrong, but just going to call him a pedo, right?
It's like unhealthy, but it's like, do I really blame like some 19-year-old 14 years ago for not engaging totally responsibly with a 15-year-old you're speaking to online? Like, no, I don't really impugn this character.
Totally
I think that's just
totally responsibly. Did you read through all this stuff?
No, I haven't gone through all of it, but I know most of what Chad's covered.
Oh, like the main like.
Bro, you didn't even come to this thing with the research done. Are you serious?
Flirting with like, it seems like the worst thing is flirting with the age dynamic. That's the worst thing.
I don't. No. It's not like the inherent age gap. Okay, like the inherent age gap is already dicey. 1950.
No. I mean the calling out in conversation and flirting around with that, saying, oh, fucking what was it he was saying about this girl about being a lolly and being That being on 4chan and all this shit. Like there was a bunch of like weird shit in there. Obviously, yeah. Did he talk perfectly normally? No, 100% not. He's an autistic.
Did he talk
guy
what? Sorry, you're
2000 perfectly normally. No, sorry, am I breaking up because you guys are
A little
sort
bit,
of
yeah.
cutting out for
Yeah,
me
a
a little
little.
bit. Yeah, okay, with my in, that's fine. We'll move. We'll move. I just think that this is not particularly weird. There's some stuff in there that's a little bit strange and a little bit autistic. Yeah, a little bit creepy. Sure, I agree with that. But there's nothing that's like actually harmful. He wasn't actually exploiting her in any way, from what I can see. It was just sort of.
I feel like we need to
Well,
read
they're
out the
sexting.
DM.
Unhealthy.
because-
Jack,
They're
can you pull
sexting
up
and he's
and-
fetishizing like the age
Shut
gap
up.
between
Yeah.
them.
Chud, can you pull up this
I mean,
the one screenshot that I sent you
creepy?
about this drama?
Okay, right. I tell you what. If we're having some disagreement about this, let's read through this real quick. Okay. Who's gonna
Okay.
play? Who's playing the pedo? I'll play the pedo. I will be the pedo. Okay. It's on my screen now. I'm Chuggaaconroy, the shoe pedo. Hey, with your cosplays, you really are a lolly.
Who wants to be?
I think this
Who's
is
gonna
one man
be
show,
the-
Chad.
Who's
I
gonna
didn't
be
have
the-
your stream pulled up, so I didn't. I don't have the.
I'll just do it all for fuck's sake. And then
Okay,
Lolly
yeah,
says,
just do it all.
please tell me you don't know the actual meaning of lolly. And nah. Chuggaaconroy, alleged pedo, says, lolly has a much nicer ring to it than pedo crush. Lolly says, oh God, you know the meaning. Dead. Lolly is prepubescent though.
You didn't say ooh ooh followed that
Ooh,
last line.
Ooh woo. Lolly is prepubescent though. Ooh
Okay,
woo.
I gotta be honest with you. This is all I've seen about the story. I have no way to vet if this is legitimately like real. But if it is, if there's a 1% chance that this message is real, I've never seen a lolicon be like, "Listen, babe, you're my IRL lolly" to an actual child. That is like fucking nuclear levels of
this
cringe.
Is absolutely
bro.
what I would
Holy
expect. It's
shit.
cringe, yeah, cringe. I agree with that, but this is not like fucking. I'm not sitting there
Well,
thinking this
my
guy's like,
position is if you
wow,
jerk
this guy's
off to
dumb.
fucking lolicon, you're a pedophile. This guy's like, you're my little lolly. Like, whoa.
That was like one of the tamer ones. Nick, that's why I'm like. Okay,
Okay.
so
Little sussy
read
gussy,
read the
alright?
one I pasted in chat.
Okay.
Chud Logic.
I'll do the thing again, okay? I feel kind of bad because, you know, I said maybe I should get a pedophile on to be on the Kuihman's side, but we couldn't find one in time, so I don't want to turn this into a dog
No,
pile.
Mr. Girl wasn't
You
down to
Mr.
come
Girl.
on.
Hey, okay, listen, let's not get the slander going on. Anyway, let's have a look at this, okay? So, Lawley says, when I catch you, jumps on. Chuggaaconroy says, Gah is pinned. Please, have mercy. Lawley says, ho, you got pinned by a girl. Has no idea what to do on top. Noms? Chuggaaconroy says, on top. Lawley says, yes, I'm a top, which means you're the bottom. Chuggaaconroy says, guess it's not pedophilia if you're the one doing the raping. Lawley says,
Dude.
rape? And to the
I
law
think
it
that
is. Go
There's
on.
not like one off-color joke being made here.
Yeah, dude,
seems
it's like
the entire
50.
dynamic of their relationship.
Yeah,
Dude, that's what I
You're
mean. It's
way
like this.
younger
It's
than
like
me,
the
and it's
Zap die
cool.
line. You're worth getting arrested for, but like 50
But, like, the
fucking
whole
times.
time.
Yeah.
Like, they don't
Yes.
talk
Okay,
about
guys,
anything else.
Yeah.
No
there's
other
three of you and one
discussion.
of Kuihman. I'm gonna have to start defending this guy more if you keep this up. Okay, Jesus Christ.
I don't understand what the harm being done here is. I understand what you guys are pointing to as the harm. You should just go,
What do you
oh,
mean
this
the
is so
harm?
weird. This is so weird. It's like, yeah, this is some autistic Pokemon YouTuber. I don't
Well,
know
if
what
the
you're
girl
expecting
comes
his
out
sex
and
to
says,
look
like, if the girl herself comes out and goes like, hey, this really fucked me up, does that like change the inherent like discussion, I guess?
Well, okay, so the discussion,
A little
the
bit,
core.
yeah, it colors
the-
it for sure.
Okay.
I'd say
Wait, so
that.
if you get raped and the girl says afterwards, I actually liked it when you stuck your dick inside me. Does that make it better?
You know, this was
Well,
actually
she
a big
came
topic of
out with this
conversation
information,
recently.
so
Right, come on, let
obviously-
What if she
Well, no,
liked the rape?
Look, to friend the other side a bit here, right? I think the
Well,
point
there is
that
consensual non-consent lyrics. Sorry.
she came out, and I don't think she even said, this guy's a pedo
Yeah.
and he groomed me. It was just, this is a bit weird, and I'm uncomfortable with this, and he shouldn't have spoken to me like this when I was a minor. But everyone else
Dude,
is saying
I
he's a
wouldn't
pedo.
call. Dude, I wouldn't necessarily call. I think I want to call him like a broadly speaking. This is why I think the terms are useless. Like calling him a pedophile. Is this like predatory? Yeah, like sure. But I think the labels are kind of useless in this situation. I mean, he's a 19-year-old. We could just talk about what he's doing. He's a 19-year-old sexting and like role playing with a 15-year-old while fetishizing the fact that she's 15.
You know,
and
he didn't
underage.
say. He certainly didn't say. You'll be my little secret to a 14-year-old. So we could deviate it from other previous
Yeah.
stories.
Stop
But, like-
referencing previous dramas, Nicholas, the fucking
I'm sorry,
commentary
dude.
dickhead.
There's tons of rape moments. All right, there's so
But,
many cool lore mentions
I
to
thi-
put out.
I think the fact that he's looking back at this interaction with this person fondly in 2021 and being like, "Hey, I want to do it again," and then like in DMs he starts like doing it again with her. Yeah, she's overage now, but the fact that he looked back at that fondly and he isn't like cringing at it, like, "Oh, why did I do that?" or whatever,
Yeah.
is pretty telling to his like current mentality. That on top of like, obviously, Emily with the Emily
he's
situation
doing it with an adult, so it's not like this is showing evidence of him still doing it with minors, which would be the
Yeah,
concern,
I'm
right?
not calling him a pedo, but
Wait a second though, Bowblax. You did say pedo earlier, so just to confirm, before we move on, do you think he's a pedo or not? Just to clarify seriously.
Currently, no.
Okay.
Seriously, no. Yeah.
Okay.
I was saying these comments are like pedo.
But like given how the
Yeah.
definition has been fucked online, like I fully expect everyone to call him a pedophile just because like the definition's kind of been fucked. You know.
Okay, but you know the problem is I can't, you know, I kind of accept that people are going to do that, but it's still, you know, no one wants to stand up and say that's not what pedophilia means, do they? But it's not what fucking pedophilia means. It's a attraction to prepubescent children.
Well, I mean, the girl corrected him saying, "Oh, I'm not prepubescent, but I mean, if you're into lolly, you know, I mean, like, whoa, holy shit, dude, that's a bonkers fucking line."
Even if you've got like a persistent attraction to like 13, 14, 15-year-olds, yeah, I still think that's, you know, fucked and whatever, right? But I think the point here is this doesn't seem like he's predating on them because they're 15. It's just, it's a bit like Yandere Dev in some ways, but worse, obviously.
Hold on, if they weren't 15, then what would they have to talk about? Because all of their messages are about her being 15.
To be fair, this is an extract that's been presented, right? Let's be fair, okay, right?
Yeah,
Probably,
no, that's
probably
fair.
wasn't
Wait,
all
Chud,
their
wait.
conversations. I imagine.
Wait, Chud, do you not think like specifically like part of the reason why he's talking to her is because of her age?
I think he's more of an opportunist than like, oh, I'm
Yeah, I think
speaking
the
to a
reason he's
15.
met her is because of her age, is more the situation, right? Because he's like some Pokemon autist, and obviously it's not usually 25-year-old women that are into Pokemon. It's usually like 15-year-old.
Yeah, it's
Pokemon.
it's also like Minecraft YouTubers. You know, the first pussy they get is the 12-year-old coming in their DM, so it's like easy access. But at the same time, it's like he's also fetishizing the age. So, I mean, I feel, is this not like pretty clear cut? I mean, necessarily. Can you like give out your flesh take, Kuihman, if you disagree?
I mean, I guess my perspective on it is just, what do you guys think? Like, I don't think anything should happen to this guy. I'm even questioning if
Wait,
it's...
do you think what do you mean legally, or are you saying socially?
No, I mean,
do you think he should be ostracized from his community?
I don't think he should be ostracized. I don't think he should be fucking hounded.
All right, well, actually, can we do a game? All right, I'm his best friend and large YouTuber who has lots of young children watching me that I need to now like continue to support. Okay, can you tell me why I should keep platforming him?
Well, I mean, you shouldn't, because it's in your self-interest.
That's what I thought.
Wait, no, hang on, wait, Nicholas, with your fucking gay laugh.
The just
right?
thing.
Just wait.
Sorry.
I'm pretty sure. Listen, I don't want to speak for Kuihman, right? But I can see what Kuihman's coming from. I think if you're a YouTuber and you don't have any of this business, then that's your decision. You don't have to associate with anyone, right? And if it's too hot for you, you could leave it. But I think the problem is like the social ostracization coming from the audience, where it should be like, if it's too much for you, don't watch him. But like shaming into an extreme is probably too far. I mean, I don't want to speak for you, Kuihman. Is that more or less where you're coming from, or what?
Yeah,
you're
basically, yeah.
Well, it's like here's the. No, keep going.
All I'm saying is, I'm questioning if it's even okay to like leak this sort of shit on people, because everyone knows what the result is going to be. And if there's no victim, if she's not even alleging a victim, then why the fuck are you wasting everyone's time? Why are you causing an issue? Like that's
Well, dude,
okay.
Well, I guess the argument is he's still a 1 million subscriber YouTuber who gets like hundreds of thousands of views, I think, or at least tens of thousands of views. And a big portion of his audience is still like underage people. It would call for like further investigation to see if he could do this to a future like minor. Because that's what his fan base is full
He
of.
did it 14 years ago when he was 19, because he spoke to a 15-year-old when he was 19. 14 years ago, you think?
I mean, I think that's valid. If he used his like platform to do this in the past, I think it's like it would be valid to like call for like further investigation to see if he's doing this in the
cause
future.
for a social investigation, let alone a criminal investigation.
Wait, can I raise my hand like to say something that's not retarded? I want to say like a normal thing.
Please do.
So, all right, so one of the biggest parts of this story is that like there was a random person on Reddit who said this guy's all green flags, and in the matter of like a couple days, we found out that he's a weird foot fetish guy who messages a bunch of girls or whatever. And like people were like, all right, that's not that crazy, but let's see what else comes out. And now we have this interaction with him and this 15-year-old, and it's like, if we didn't have that first interaction or that second interaction, we wouldn't have had this third interaction. And we're acting like this is a static story. Like this is the worst it's going to get. I think this discussion is very much worth having because we don't know what tomorrow, the next day, or the next day after that entails.
Yeah, like this started with
I
feet
agree.
this started with feet allegations, like having a foot
that's-
fetish. Now it's like pedo shit.
It's like what you're saying is a double-edged sword though, because it could be it seems totally reasonable that the case is going to be that this goes on. Not much more else comes out, and if it does, it's all going to be pretty similar stuff from like 14 years ago.
I
And
agree
then
with you with the
this
double.
guy might fucking kill himself at this rate because he's in fucking hospital right now for psychiatric issues. Isn't
Okay,
he?
I am really concerned about that, but I mean, that's
Wait, but
not,
who would you put the blame on for him attempting
like,
suicide?
The
I mean, all the
15-year-old for
freaks
doing
hounding
it.
him. Yeah, the 15-year-old.
What was she
That's
wearing?
it.
No, but the point is, so like I agree with double-edged sword stuff. But like when it comes to the foot fetish stuff, if it didn't go anywhere from there, I think it's like it's time to start asking some questions about why this was coming out. But now I think this story, whether you want to condemn him fully or not, is probable cause to investigate more from internet retards.
This is the exact same mentality that got everyone into fucking shit with the whole Mama Mags thing. Okay, anything is justified as long as you're exposing pedos, as long as you're going after pedos, protecting kids. Anything is justified. There is no risk that is too great. No clamp down on other people's freedoms is too great. As long as you invoke, oh, we're protecting the children. It's fucking stupid. There is no genuine reason to believe this guy is predating on kids now. There is absolutely... So he wasn't even predating kids back then. Let's be real. That 19 and 15, who gives a fuck? They were sexting online. Who gives a fuck?
It isn't... Okay, I don't think he's predating on kids now, but I think the criticism I have right now of him is that, like, even though he's not predating on kids anymore, as far as we know, like, he's continuing this weird, like, pushing the boundaries behavior that women are not okay with. Obviously, the Emily situation, she should have, like, let him know or whatever. But then, like, his friend that he's, like, known really well for, like, 10 years, who he made weird sexual comments about in, like, Let's Plays, she comes out and says that she wasn't okay with that shit and he kept pushing boundaries. And then this comes out and he was also, like, looking back at it fondly, like, in 2021. And it just seems like, you know, he is, like, someone that women wouldn't want to hang around. And that's, like, I guess worth calling out, right? If he's not, like, improving his behavior over, like, a decade, right?
That's if these messages are even real.
They're
Well, we're all
it's very
presuming that
highly
they're real.
likely that
I know
they're
we're all
real.
presuming it, but I
Improving
watched
his behavior
dude,
over a decade.
the
But he's
dream
not
drama
talking to kids.
happened- But the dream drama happened like a month ago, and they were faking video evidence of scrolling Snapchat footage. I don't fucking believe anything.
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
I hate talking about stuff like this.
The problem is, what would have had to go in to create this is a person or two people or people bringing together multiple fake messages to create a coherent narrative, and it was so much work to do that. It's far more believable that it's real, I think.
Yeah, there's also a message where he mentions, like, finishing up part 42 of one of his Let's Plays, and, like, the upload date and the time of those messages, like, line up perfectly. Obviously, that can be fabricated too, but, like...
There's a ton of factors in this. I think someone in chat just said, like, there were no explicit messages sent, which is another, like, in terms of images, right? Like, that's obviously another huge factor in what's happening here.
Yeah, as far as we know, yeah.
But, like, I think now what the next couple of weeks might entail is going to be fairly interesting. I think as much as you say, like, this doesn't matter, it shows that he was willing to have this discussion. So now it questions what other discussions he was willing to have.
Okay, well, the reality is that because of this one discussion coming out, this 15-year-old hooer has ruined his entire fucking career, and there is no coming back from it. No matter what happens, no matter how vindicated he is now, his career's over. He can't be a fucking Pokemon YouTuber now. That's the reality. So, I question whether it's even okay for this bitch to bring this shit out. That is where I'm at. I don't... This whole having a discussion... There's no reason to have a discussion. What? This guy sexted a 15-year-old when he was 19. What is the discussion to be had here?
Wait, I'm like stunlocked. What is your justification? What is your justification? Is it just memes? Is it like when he says lolly has a much nicer ring to it than pedo crush?
What do you mean my justification?
Like,
it's weird. Point out the issue to me. What is the actual substantive
weird?
Issue?
It's fetishizing talking to a fucking minor.
And
like, that's literally the fetish. That's literally what they're sexting about.
And
okay, dude.
Wait,
What's the harm? What's the harm? Show me the harm.
The problem with discussing this now is I need to know his baseline response to this. I need to know what he thinks about it. Because, like, again, people might say that doesn't matter, but if he comes out and lies about it or something like that, that makes this a much more confusing, much more potentially damning. You know what I mean?
We don't have his response to this yet because he's in the hospital and like.
But we know he wanted to do it like again with the girl like 10 years later. Yeah.
But he did respond to like the initial Emily shit that came out, and he said like with just the foot fetish thing with an overage person, where she didn't tell him to like stop. And he said like he's really sorry. He's like going to therapy. He's like working on it or whatever. And like he took full responsibility and didn't even play victim. So, yeah. So that's his response there. But for this new stuff, we don't have one yet. But I'm sure we will eventually for sure.
I mean, but what the thing is, you're going to get a response, but we agree his career's over, right? No matter what we think about it one way or another, he's done. He can't come back.
Yeah, especially with the type of audience he has. I would argue his career was done when Massey came out, but this is like 100% nailed. Like his career was 90% done before. Now it's like 110%.
I think it was done and salvageable. Now it's just done.
Yeah.
Like if somebody made a banger video, like going after the whole situation and putting it in a different light, like the super mega stuff, I don't think the same strings were there to pull, but I think his career could have been salvageable and put people in a favorable opinion. I don't think that is the case anymore. No.
Yeah, I mean, just to play devil's advocate, because, I probably, am more on the side that I can understand at least why this was brought forward. But to play devil's advocate, I mean, if this person themselves isn't claiming any substantive harm, and there isn't seemingly any indication that he's currently engaging with minors in this way, like, is there any point in this being brought forward at all beyond just destroying his career?
Maybe I'm biased, but he's a Pokemon YouTuber, dude. I don't think you could be too careful there. Maybe that's more of a reflection of those communities.
Well, I mean, of course, the argument would be like that potentially he could do it harm to like more girls in the future, right? That's like whatever girl comes out with allegations that says that they'll do harm to someone in their audience again.
And there's a bunch of people who were close to him being like, yeah, I'm a girl, and he was like weird to me and made these weird comments or whatever. We have video footage of him making these weird comments like over the decades, like consistently. So I think that's the issue. Not like we're not worried about him predating on kids, but it's like, hey, you have this issue when like with pushing too far when talking with women, and you should like get that checked out or whatever. And he is, and I'm happy for him to do that. I don't like personally. I'm not gonna like say I'm not gonna unsub or whatever.
All you had to take from him was his entire life to make him do it. Damn.
Yeah, but if he doesn't stop, if everyone says his behavior's an issue, and he
stop
doesn't
him
stop
being
over
slightly
like a decade,
pushy with women in DMs, being slightly pushy with women in DMs, to lose his whole fucking career. Nice one, Sped. Fucking Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
I am the last person who wants Chuggaaconroy to be cancelled, alright? Like,
No, but you're just, once again, commentary YouTube is just totally mind-fucked by their audience being teenage boys who are just desperate to secure the fucking supply of underage pussy for themselves. That's what's going on here. That is the reality, okay? That's what's going on. It's all audience capture. All you guys are just afraid to say, oh, you know what, actually, this guy probably shouldn't lose his career for talking to a 15-year-old when he was 19. It's fucking retarded. It's insufferable. It's painful.
Dude, if we were just I literally argued that specific gap.
I'm talking to Bowblax. I'm talking to
Bowblax.
Okay.
I didn't say he should lose his career. I said he is losing his career based on this. And which you agree. I never said he should.
You two keep saying shit like, oh, he's a pedo. It's like, well, no, he's not. Okay, well, he's not a pedo. And it's like, well, he did harm. Okay, well, he didn't do harm. I can't point to an actual harm. It's like, you're all making the fucking arguments for why he should lose his career and then going, well, I mean, he's going to lose his career. I'm not necessarily saying he should lose his career.
Critique a million times. What are you saying?
You have made every argument for why he should lose his career, and then you just go, well, I don't know if he should lose his career. We should just look into it more. It's like, I'm saying, no. The whole point of bringing this forward was to destroy him, and there's no one even can point to a person who's being harmed. There's no victim here. And yet you're sitting there making arguments.
What do you mean?
We're worried he's going to harm someone. We're worried he's going to harm someone. Why are you worried he's going to harm someone? When has he harmed anyone?
What do you mean? All these Dude,
this is a retarded argument. If there's no victim,
when has he harmed anyone?
When she gets raped, then there's no victim because she says she likes it afterwards.
When was there a victim? When was there a victim? Who was the victim? Who was even a potential victim?
Right.
All of these women who are coming out from sexual harassment now.
Can I is hypothetical? I feel like we're going in a circle.
Yeah, we are going in a circle.
Okay, so let's say that you find out a Nintendo YouTuber jerks it to AI-generated child pornography. There is no inherent victim, I guess, unless you're talking about how the AI learned its fucking code or whatever. I don't know. But, like, there's no real girl, right? would you find that concerning that a person who covers Pokemon or Super Mario is jerking off to AI child porn?
Yes.
Photorealistic. Yeah, I mean that's probably the one edge case where I think you could probably catch me on the no harm thing, because if it's photorealistic, that is like literally a simulation of the exact thing. Like Lolicon, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably say like he shouldn't lose his career over Lolicon. But if he's photorealistic stuff, I think probably that would be reason.
But so that means there is a cutoff where it's like when there's no
100%,
inherent victim.
I'll
Okay.
accept that 100%. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that was productive then. I guess we found something there. Right.
Is the fact that there's no victim, or is there no harm to the victim?
Sure, I don't see any reason to believe there's going to be harm anyway. I guess that's even further. We'll go even further with it. I don't believe there's any reason to believe there's going to be harm. Like what is the?
So you
I
just
think
don't think
there
would be harm in sexting, basically? That's basically it.
Well, it just sounds like people are saying there's sexual harassment, but I haven't seen any sexual harassment. I've seen.
Have you not seen like the stuff he's said to like Masay over the years, and like the DMs with Emily and all the recent stuff? Have you not read that?
What? Yeah, is that sexual harassment when you're in a long-term friendship with a woman and maybe push boundaries too far? Sometimes we call that sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that sounds like a retarded definition of sexual harassment to me.
Okay, what's ideal? Like, what's the quintessential definition of sexual harassment? Like, give me an example so we can get on the same page of like what we consider is what.
Well, for online sexual harassment, I think there has to have been an attempt to completely cut off from the person. I don't think you can have online sexual harassment unless you're like forced into a situation by like a super tight business link or something maybe, and then it's like a workplace issue. I don't personally see many ways where you can sexually harass someone online unless they have like totally tried to cut off. Because you can just block them. Like a lot of the issue with the harassment is like the physicality and the fact that it's hard to leave situations. The idea that you can be harassed online is kind of laughable initially to me.
If someone sexually harasses you and then you block them, blocking them doesn't mean you didn't get sexually harassed. It just means you can't.
Sure,
get
but there's been an attempt
anymore.
to totally cut off, right? But you've cut off.
I mean, the thing is...
So if you get sexually harassed and don't block them, it's not sexual harassment?
Yeah, if you're continually engaging with it, I struggle to believe it's harassment, yeah.
So if I just DM a girl and I'm like, hey girl, and like I want to like fuck you or whatever, and then she's like, okay, it's like not sexual harassment.
Right. I think what Kuihman is saying is that you could be weird and annoying and pushy and stuff like that, but once the cutoff is there, it becomes a different scenario.
Yeah.
It becomes much more severe if you're making alt accounts and trying to reach out to him.
Agree.
Further.
I 100%
so there's
agree.
levels to it.
Yeah, I know there's levels to it, but like it doesn't make the initial interaction not sexual harassment. Like the fact that he's willing to message that in the first place means that he needs
you're
to
arguing any push of
severity,
sexual
right,
boundaries. Sorry, what was that, Nick?
You're arguing severity, right, Kuihman? Like, yeah, I guess it could be sexual
Yeah,
harassment.
there's a cutoff point where we start
severe.
calling a boundary push a case of sexual harassment, but not every boundary push is a sexual harassment, right? Like we wouldn't call. I don't know. What's an example? Let's say two people are drunk at a party and one of them like starts like making a move on the other one, and they sort of like decline it, and then later on they make a move again, and maybe they accept it that time. We wouldn't call that first time sexual harassment just because they didn't want it at that time, right? So
sexual harassment is when the person is ugly and you don't want to have sex with them.
Exactly. That's what it is. When Bowblax hits on someone, that's when it's sexual.
Oh my god, that is a vicious. Bowblax, you got to respond to that.
I'm big a dick.
That's unbelievable.
Well, I don't even know what this guy looks like, so I can't.
Well, he's British, so you got that.
He's British and Jewish, so think of that, if you will.
So barely a survivor. Barely.
Wait a second. He's basically like an evil Lerix. He looks like Lerix, but the Bizarro edition. I think that's fair to say, isn't it?
He lived one town over to being wiped out of existence.
Yeah, but I necessarily don't care about like this bitch. Like, I don't think it matters whether or not the bitch is like traumatized or not. Okay, I don't really think that takes away from anything, whether or not she felt affected by it or not. Because I mean, again, yeah, you can make like these same arguments with like horrible shit happens to people, but if they're unaffected, then it doesn't really matter. I think that's like we could take that out of the picture, right? I don't think that's relevant.
Sure, my argument is take that out of it entirely, whether she felt affected by it or not.
Yeah.
What probable cause do you have to believe that there is a chance of him committing harm to someone? Why does it warrant
harm is like a cringe word necessarily because it's like harm you like imply so like some kind of like
warrants investigation, and why does it warrant investigation?
Because he's a 19-year-old talking to a 15-year-old and like fetishizing and about her being underage.
Because 14 years ago, he made jokes about,
Do you write all these off as jokes?
No, well, it's like sexual jokes. It's like they're jokes, but they're not jokes. Do you know what I mean? I'm willing
Yeah,
to,
he's like getting off to it,
it's
so they're not
obvious,
just
yes,
jokes.
100%, I
If
agree
he's
with
like
that, yes.
jerking
I'm
it while he's
It's like
fucking.
No, I
sex.
don't disagree with that. I'm not
Sex,
saying that. But
basically.
they're like flirtatious. They're like flirtatious messages. We'll say
He's
that.
sexting. He's sexting, dude.
He's sexting.
Yeah,
Just bite that bullet. You gotta bite that bullet.
Yeah.
He's
I'm willing to
sexting.
bite any bullet. Listen, I'm not trying to downplay this. I'm just saying that he was making comments about, her being a real life lolly. Is she actually a real life lolly? No, she's actually not a real life lolly. So it's not a statement of fact, is it? Is my point, right? What I'm saying is,
What?
just having that fetish does not mean that he is going to harm someone or that he's predating on children. That there's no reason to necessarily believe that, and especially not if the only instances you can find.
Dude, he's turned on by the fact that she's 15. That's literally the DM.
He has. He's
when
not
he was 19.
Yeah, dude. I think I think that's the argument. That's the argument. Even if it was like many years ago, that is true. But I think that's the argument because he got into contact with her because of his platform and his channel.
Why?
I think it's
why
worthy.
his
Like, go
actions
look into
back
deeper
then
with this guy and
warrant
see like what's actually going on if he's done this to other people, or potentially that he could do it to more people in the future, right?
Okay, sure. Then look into it. Why is there a massive public call-out post?
Why is there a massive call-out post?
Yeah, why is this being brought public? Why doesn't someone go investigate this properly? Why doesn't someone bring this to the authorities?
Because the girl felt like I guess she was taken advantage of, like when she was a minor, that she did
It's
this.
to show an example of his behavior, not to like put him in prison.
Jewish, British.
To like back up what the other girls have been saying about his recent behavior. She's like, yeah, he acted like this way to me too, except 10 years ago.
Prison, but he wouldn't go to prison for this. He wouldn't go to prison.
Yeah, I know he wouldn't.
No one's making that argument.
Nobody's talking about going to prison.
The options are not public call-out post or prison. It's public call-out post or no prison. So you saying she doesn't want to put him in prison, she's doing this to call him out without putting him in prison. That's fucking retarded. That makes no sense.
Well, you're the one who was talking about contacting the police and stuff, and I was like, that's not what this is about. I'm trying to like take that out of the conversation.
If you think there is a chance that he has been harming more minors or that he's actually harmed a minor in real life,
I already said I didn't think that.
Yeah, but if these people do, if they should take that evidence to the authorities, not bring it out in public, because right now all that's happened is without any victim being identified, this guy's career has been destroyed.
The reason they're bringing it out is to validate the other experiences of him being like creepy in general, not specifically the pedo thing.
Why does that need to be brought out? Why does the sexual harassment, the quote-unquote sexual harassment, need to be brought out?
Because other people are claiming he's sexually harassing and stuff, and then someone else comes out with proof that like, hey,
why did someone
he was
claim
doing
that
this
issue?
to me too.
But there's no evidence for it, is there? We don't have any evidence from sexually harassing anyone.
What
no
we
actual,
do?
No,
what do you
we
mean?
have evidence of him pushing boundaries in conversations. We don't have any evidence of him sexually harassing people. It's fucking insane to call this sexual
pushing boundaries sexually is sexual harassment.
No, it's not. Not always, Bowblax. We just established this.
Sexual harassment is like an autistic definition anyway. Like basically what she says, the reason why she justifies coming out with her story is that she says like these are unacceptable things to do and say. So that's why she's leaking it to the public. That's like her statement why she felt that like released it publicly. I think like that's pretty valid to like release that. Like do you not think that's I guess valid?
No,
pretty understandable.
Not really. Not if you've not got a real case or any like real no real bad thing's been done. If you just pushed a few boundaries, no, I don't think leaking a bunch of sex or whatever they are, flirty messages in the first case. I think, right? I don't think leaking
flirtatious messages.
Yeah,
Lolly has a much nicer ring to it than pedo crush.
Sorry, you're talking about the first. We're talking about the first things that leaked. That is not the first thing that leaked, is it?
Oh, who gives a fuck about the foot fetish?
Well, we're talking about the new
initial
stuff.
shit. That's
okay,
what we were just talking
be fair,
about.
I feel like Kuihman's arguing with all of you in different
each thing
points.
is justified by the previous one. Each thing is justified by the previous one. I just ran down that with Bowblax. He says, "Oh, well, this person had to bring it out to validate the previous person. And they had to bring it out to validate the previous person. And the reason why that brought out was because he was sexually harassing them. And it's like, okay, well, so where was the sexual harassment?" And Bowblax says, "Well, any boundary pushes sexual harassment." And then you turn around to me and say, "Oh, who gives a fuck about the foot fetish shit?" Bowblax gives a fuck about the foot fetish shit. Bowblax is calling it sexual harassment.
Debate the initial shit, and then we'll get to like I think like the other allegations are more like pressing. But if you want to talk about the foot fetish shit, go.
So, Bowblax, what is the justification for bringing that shit out? Why did she leak a bunch of sex from this guy?
Okay. So, with the Emily thing, I am critical of her bringing this out in the first place, but I was just saying, like, the mindset of the other people coming out is to, like, validate, like, Emily. So, but, like, Emily coming out in the first place, like, I think she did that out of, like, pettiness and vindictiveness. potentially. So I don't think Emily should have came out with her initial thing, but like these are obviously like worse. So the new stuff.
It's getting a bit one-sided here. There's someone here,
Okay.
Styler, who's a
Black
trusted member of the. He's
God.
a trusted member of the community, and he's also a right-hand man of
niggers.
Kuihman. Maybe a slave dynamic. I'm not sure. Jew,
no,
black
it's not a
person.
Big
slave.
fan of Bowblax. I was reading chat yesterday.
True,
It's a big
true.
Bowblax
I
fan.
knew somebody would see it. We've got to take down commentary. You guys are all
Oh my
terrified of your fucking communities, and it's disgusting. Not you, DeOrio, because if you were, you'd upload a video in 2 years.
Oh my god!
I did. I just
You,
uploaded.
Lerix, are both terrified of your communities.
Do you want to elaborate if you're trying to make a legit point?
Basically the same thing that Kuihman said. You guys are all terrified of saying these people are not pedophiles. These people should not lose their livelihood just because
I literally said that earlier in the stream.
establishing boundaries.
Wait, I
You
literally said that
but
earlier
after
in the
you
stream.
called them a pedophile.
Women are
You haven't even left
terrified
that?
of establishing their boundaries. Dude,
They
my bad.
absolutely
15-year-olds,
They
15-year-olds need to
absolutely
establish
are.
their boundaries.
I'm
My bad. Dude.
specifically
I didn't consider
talking
that
about
part.
Bowblax harping on the Messiah Nella shit, where she explicitly says that she's afraid to establish boundaries because he's a large audience. I'm
No,
not talking about the
she said
15-year-old
she
who was
had private
happily
conversations with
engaging.
him, and he apologized multiple times, and then he wasn't listening. She said she had these conversations with him in private, and he apologized, and then kept doing it. That's in the
Stop
thread.
talking to him. So stop talking to him.
Yeah, block button.
And that's
block
what
button
she
nudge.
did. That's what she did.
Block button
Then
nudge.
why is it- then
That's
why is it
literally what
public?
she said she
Then why
did
is
in
it
the
public?
fucking thread.
Then why is it
Wait,
public?
time out.
Because of the Emily shit. Oh my god.
Which
okay.
makes no sense to make public either.
Pause. All right, hold on. Okay, so I'm learning this as we go along. Sorry if that's not a good. Okay, so wait. So she said, "Hey, this is weird," and then she blocked him, and then they spoke privately, and he apologized, and she unblocked him, and he kept doing it.
No.
Let me, for the sake of clarity, I'm just going to read the full thing so that we're all on the same page for this, okay? As I'm desperately trying to find it. Continue on for now, and I'll read the full thing.
Well, because I'm just saying, because it sounds like if that's the case, then we're like getting close to Kuihman's definition of sexual harassment, right?
She wasn't blocking him each time. No, she stopped talking to him at the end.
Did she block him
But she
once
was-
though, and then they talked after
no.
that?
There's no
No,
mention
she-
of blocking at
There's
all.
no mention of
Okay,
blocking.
okay.
There's no mention of blocking. She
Okay,
just kept
just
Then I must have
engaging with him.
misheard. My apologies.
so we're all on the same page, let me read this out, okay? I'll read the whole thing so there's no confusion. So this is
Okay.
Masay Anela said, following the Emily allegation, after the number of people who inquired about Chuggaaconroy over MagFest, what the fuck is that noise?
Like,
Sorry,
phone
someone's
on
calling
ringer.
me.
We're watching a movie here. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's
Okay.
It's rape review.
Okay. After the number of people who inquired about Chuggaaconroy over MagFest, I feel the need to make this clear. I've not associated with Emil for years, nor are we friends. Any cameo or interaction mention was posted and done without my consent after I made it clear that I did not want to be associated. I'm uncomfortable with the way he talked to about me in the past, which has been a huge point of distress. Combined with the way he's spoken to about others, particularly women, in private and public, it is concerning, and I do not want to associate with that behaviour. Emil has historically been one to push boundaries, and being faced with a following as large as his is absolutely harrowing. Even establishing my own personal boundaries carries an inherent risk. For a long time, not rocking the boat felt like a safer option. There's a few more here. I have seen the recent posts in his apology. I've privately received several from him over the years that have rung hollow with his actions. I am tired of hearing it, have no more chances to give, and am exhausted from pretending politely dodging topics when he's brought up. For my own comfort and safety, I will not be attending events that he will be at unless it is a public space where I'm able to avoid him, large-scale conventions. I have not seen him in years, and I have no intention to start again now. To those who have only asked me questions about him, either at MagFest, in private, or in chat comments, I hold absolutely no ill will, and I do not fault you. Moving forward, I will not be reciprocating discussion about Emil further in any capacity. This is my personal line in the sand, maybe because I no longer want to quietly tolerate people speaking for me, assuming the wrong things, or incorrectly associating us as friends, collaborators. To those who have also been hurt, I empathise with you and wish you all strength. So that's the full statement.
What is she saying she's being hurt at? Wait, what is him crossing boundaries? I'm
we have
confused. What
no
even is this
details.
allegation?
We have no details
no
at
evidence,
all.
no source, no.
Wait,
No
that's the whole
screenshots, no fucking
allegation?
message logs. They're all
Okay,
like,
yeah,
Wait,
this-
I thought you watched this already, Lerix.
This is the foot shit. I'm talking about the other
yeah.
like
No,
him
no, wait,
talking
wait.
about
So
15-year-olds.
okay,
it's
let me
all foot ERP shit. Okay.
Okay,
Dude, he's a
right.
federal toenail inspector. He's doing his job.
Okay,
Wait, is there no
right.
screenshot? Is there screenshots tagged along to this?
There's not screenshots in any of them.
Okay, then fuck this person. Like, who cares? Like, yeah, who
They're
cares
all
about
like
this?
this though. Is what I'm
But
saying.
no,
Like,
slow
what
down,
Kuihman's
slow
also saying.
None of them actually have anything to them once you look into it. There's no reason to think this guy's hurting anyone. Like,
But Bowblax,
Yeah, I don't care if
obviously
someone's
you've got-
not providing evidence.
Okay, but
Sorry,
this is the problem: is Bowblax, I think, because he's at least knows of this community, puts more weight on the statement and has more
Yeah.
belief that the apologies and whatnot have happened. Right? Do you want to just elaborate on that first? Then we'll go
Yeah,
from there.
it's specifically because it comes from Masay and Ella and like the history
And
of
your
like them
love.
doing content together. What?
Stylo,
this is retarded.
behave yourself.
I'm doing my best. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I could like literally like download a bunch of videos and like compile clips and stuff, but obviously it'd like take a long time. But I specifically put more weight on this because it's from Masay and Ella, 100%.
Why?
Again, it's like the history of like them, and I guess I could
So,
explain, but it would
nothing
literally
concrete.
take hours. I would need it.
So
Not
nothing.
nothing
concrete at all.
concrete. I just
It's
need to
vibes,
download.
just
a
vibes.
video.
Listen,
I
Bowblax,
could send you
listen.
clips. I could start
Bowblax,
compiling
yesterday
clips.
you were talking about how you're in like a very unique position where you've watched these people since you were a child. I too have watched these people since I was a child. None of this, what you're saying,
oh,
anything. Him making weird quote unquote comments is all you've been saying.
Yeah, exactly.
What is that then? what needs to be done for a guy making weird comments and a woman not establishing her boundaries? What should be done? Should he die?
No, what I said, dude.
Okay,
I
I
just
why,
saying
why do you
there's-
support any of this being
There's
made public?
clearly
Bowblax? This is
an
the question.
issue
Why
with
should
his
this be made-
behavior that he's not learning from, and
What issue?
That's it. The issue of him pushing boundaries with
What
women and like
boundaries?
making them
What
uncomfortable.
boundaries?
Okay,
What?
listen.
What?
I've got to listen.
Dude,
You're-
I've
you're
got to
like
back
based
Bowblax
on-
here a little
You're-
bit, okay? Jesus
what?
Christ, is getting. I think Bowblax is saying that there's clearly things that he has done, and there's a claim that he has been told about this and he hasn't done anything about it. Right? That's what Bowblax is trying to point out.
Yes.
And he's got more belief in that, but you guys are saying, well, there's no evidence of that. There's no evidence of that happening, right?
Crazy statement.
Well, no, I'm not
Like-
saying. I'm just trying to lay out your fucking point. I'm
No,
not trying to fucking.
sorry, it's not directed at you. Sorry. Yeah. Take it easy. Take it easy.
All I'm saying is that he's like clearly been weird and making these people like uncomfortable, and he's not been improving his behavior. Do I think he should be canceled to the extent he is because of that? No. But I think it's an issue worth like discussing. Is it worth like canceling him over and like going like as far as everybody else is? No.
Usually when like one of your friends has like bad behavior and it's like happened within the group, usually the group confronts them or cuts him out. They don't like make it a
But
big
that's
public
what-
thing and
that-
destroy his
But
career.
Bowblax is saying that's happened.
That's what Masay said happened in the thread. And she's only talking about this now publicly because everyone's asking about her it to her at MagFest
So,
because
like,
of the
one
Emily
person?
shit. No, multiple people have
understanding?
come out and like quote tweeted and said, "Yeah, I've had these experiences too."
Yeah, but this is just happening and it's all public. These people not like talk? Are they not all friends behind the scenes?
They said they have talked behind the scenes and he's not listening, and that's why this is coming out publicly now.
Well, Masay and Emil have talked behind the scenes. We don't know if all
Yes.
of them have confronted him as they should if they're actually
A lot
friends.
of people are saying they have, and there are people who are verifiably been friends with him and have like.
with no evidence again.
Okay, I think.
What do you
think-
mean? There's
Just lost him.
content
What
and
is-
like a history of them being friends and interacting and meeting up at cons and like talking and being in hours of fucking videos together and like.
I mean,
meeting up
I don't know
and,
the
like,
I don't know the
charity
full.
events.
No.
So
Listen,
wait.
I don't know the full
If you
context
get-
of the
so
situation.
Bowblax,
No. But an
Bowblax.
allegation is backed up. Like it's more corroborated if you show a history of being friends with this person. Like that doesn't say there's evidence to it. It's not saying it's 100% proof. But if someone is past friends with someone, they come out with an allegation against them. That does like give more credibility. To the
Yeah,
story
then
if
like
you
a
can prove their
random person
association.
coming out. Yeah.
Alright,
Other
but
than
this
like
doesn't-
random
What
like
you're saying-
hard
like,
Like for
allegations.
example,
That gives it more credibility.
like for example, if Augie came out and made allegations against me, that would hold more weight than like Smaggle coming out. And
I don't,
having
why, I'm
allegations.
not
this
sure
is
why
pretty
we're
simple.
focusing
This is
on
pretty
this when
simple.
this isn't even something I argued against. I said there's no evidence specifically.
I
There's
never.
not even like screenshots.
Okay, right. I think here's the problem. Bowblax is willing to be more believing of this person claiming that there was apologies behind the scenes, and you guys are saying there's no evidence though, so I'm not going to go there. Kuihman, go on, please.
I was
Yeah,
just say,
that's
let's skip past this. Even if he was being weird, like, why does the fact that your fans are asking about it, why does that mean you have to leak a bunch of details of like interactions you've had behind the scenes? Isn't there like a general acceptance that unless something crazy happens, unless there's a harm that needs to be prevented, generally just don't leak shit like sexual interactions you have behind the scenes? That's probably a pretty good rule to stand by, I think. And I would generally shame anyone that just starts randomly leaking shit because people are asking about it. I don't understand where, if you can't point to a harm and the only thing you're saying about this is weird, where is the justification for her responding to these questions? Why is she telling people about this? You can't point to a harm. You're not saying what actually happened that was wrong. You're saying, oh, well, he pushed boundaries and he was told that he was weird a few times. Okay, and so what? He loses his career? Because that is the obvious outcome. That is the outcome these people know is going to happen when they go public with this stuff. And you just cannot seem to point to me what the actual harm that's being done is. Even if there is evidence, even if we accept there's evidence, what do you think the actual harm is?
You're still talking about the other allegations or the new ones?
The ones
we're talking about, the Messiah ones.
She's frustrated with his consistent behavior and is just saying that frustration publicly.
What is the behavior?
I've explained it so many times.
Explain to me now. Explain to me now. Say it to me now, Bowblax. Say it to me now. What is the behavior?
Him being like
weird,
saying
weird.
Whoa, slow down.
Okay, well,
there's no harm.
Honestly, I don't even want to have this conversation because every time I try to explain, you just interrupt and yell.
Okay, let's just slow down. Let's
rein it in, Kuihman, you fucking prick.
Okay, I think I understand what's happening here. Okay, Bowblax is saying that the fact that he's apparently not learned from this and continues to do it, other people are seeing this and are now coming out and going, well, yeah, I spoke to him, he didn't do anything. Yeah, he was kind of weird with me too. So it's kind of like not even necessarily an exact harm necessarily. I don't think anyone is necessarily getting harmed.
Yeah.
They just feel upset by the fact that he's not listening and still pushing past boundaries.
Exactly.
And that's the justification moving forward. But you guys are saying that's not enough justification, and I think that's just a disagreement we have to accept.
And I respect that opinion of like you not saying there's enough like justification to condemn him. Like
it sounds
it isn't super definitive, but like to me, these people are just frustrated with him not listening, and they're coming out and speaking out about it. The result is his career's getting like severely harmed. I don't think that's fair, but again, I do think their frustrations are valid. Should they have come out with this publicly knowing the result? Maybe not, honestly, but I do think like they do have the right to like complain about this stuff, right?
No.
Like he is making mistakes and he's admitted it. Chugga himself has admitted it. Like, I don't like my
but you understand
it
when literally the entire planet, your entire fan base is standing on your neck. You can't breathe, right? You're just gonna roll over. These people roll over because they're all like soft. They're all soft.
There's got to be like a huge difference between the foot fetish shit and the new messages that came out.
Look, I think we're going around in circles.
You can't talk about these things like as if they're even common.
But I think the reason we're having this problem is because the release of this new 15-19 dynamic is because it's to say this is to justify the other people that have come out, but then we're saying the other people came out for no reason and it was pointless for them to come out, so there's no need for this to come out, right? That's the point that they're making.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I can't. Maybe Bowblax. I don't know. Bowblax, do you think that? Because I don't think that. But I mean, I guess you're the one arguing the foot fetish stuff.
Let's move on to the foot fetish stuff. I think. Okay, I think we've gone around in circles on that.
Before we continue, really clear. I do want to clear this up because these other people are like, I feel like they're trying to like act like I'm making like a more severe statement than like I am. I think they're frustrated. Okay. I think their frustration. Excuse. I think their frustrations are valid. Do I think it's like for like the first two things, like just the foot fetish stuff? Do I think it's like enough to like maybe come out publicly, not solve it behind the scenes? No, I think they should have solved it behind the scenes. I think the frustrations are valid, but I do get the criticism of like the way they went about trying to like address this with Chugga maybe wasn't the best course of action. And I'm not calling Chugga like a pedo or whatever. I'm just saying like he has social issues. And people have a right to be frustrated with that, and he should work on that. And the fact that like people apparently told him about this and haven't been listening, like I get their frustration. I get why they came out publicly. Do I necessarily agree that they should have? No. And I don't think Chugga's like an evil rapist predator person also.
I don't
Just
know. My
to be
first
clear on my
reaction to the
stance.
very first tweet drop that came out was like, wow, okay, this is really cropped. Wow, okay, this guy is getting like, why does this guy's foot fetish need to be like a social discourse? What's going on? And I feel like that's kind of how most people were reading it.
I think the frustration is there's this post hoc rationalization of like, well, look, this person's come out and there's more bad stuff happening, so therefore it was right that everyone else came out. But then it wasn't right that they came out because it should have been dealt with privately. So
Well, weren't those messages actually cropped? I don't think anyone's defending that, right?
Well, no. This is the thing. The Emily person came out, and I think there was some scrutiny, and they released more messages, and it was kind of a bit split, but more on Chuggaaconroy's side. Then when the friends came out, people started siding against him because he said, well, all these friends are coming out now. You know, it must be something to it. And then this grooming allegation has dropped, which is completely
heavy artillery. The 15 years ago
The nuke.
sexting a 4-year age.
Yeah, dude. I mean, necessarily, I don't think this new grooming allegation like kind of like backs up the previous allegations. I think we just dropped like the foot fetish just sucks. It sucks. There's nothing like substantiated or whatever, or it doesn't even seem relevant.
But then you're talking about
like,
some shit that he did 15 years ago. Like,
Wait, I didn't say it again.
I'm saying, but then you're talking about investigating ago based on some shit he did 15 years ago when he was 19, right? Like now the whole
what is the 15 years? What is the 15 years ago arguments? If he raped someone 15 years ago, does that make it better?
He didn't rape someone, Lerix. Your whole argument has not been that there was a harm.
It makes it better. Wait, I wanted to.
Wait. You cannot point to a harm in this situation. You have been unable.
I don't give a fuck about a harm.
Your
justification. Yeah,
exactly. Your justification is a warning.
The bitch doesn't need to be traumatized for it to still be bad. What are you saying?
Your justification is a warning sign that he was fetishizing the age gap.
Dude, what's the harm in a girl saying I liked being raped? What's the harm there? There's no harm because she says she like. How are you? Do you not understand what I'm saying? Wait, do you not get what I'm saying? What is the harm in a girl saying I liked being raped?
What do you think? What wrong thing
There's
do you think
no harm.
happened? What was wrong? What was wrong?
A
What's the moral wrong
19-year-old
that's been committed?
was fetishizing talking to a 15-year-old minor.
Okay, why is that wrong?
Because he's taking advantage of her in a sense.
Okay,
and it's like
how is he
predatory
taking
and fucking
advantage of her?
weird.
How is he
And
taking
it's-
advantage of her?
And it definitely causes for like more investigation to see what he's doing.
How is he taking advantage of her? Do you think a four-year age gap? Do you think that is at 19 and 15? You think that is like a predatory age gap that is always wrong categorically?
No, I don't think like inherently. I think
Okay,
it's
but what-
possible. Like necessarily. Shut the
Okay,
fuck up.
so what determines
Necessarily,
whether
you can have an
it's
innocent.
predatory or not?
You
What
can have an
determines
innocent.
whether-
I've said
what
that.
determines-
You're acting like I haven't said this already. I
No,
said this.
You haven't. You haven't.
It's not
I'm trying to
inherent.
drill down.
Yes,
I'm
I
trying to drill
did.
down.
It's the
Exactly. I'm trying to
conversations.
drill down.
It's him
Exactly.
talking about how he's attracted that she's a lolly, and he's saying,
What is the outcome? What is
lolly
the
has a
outcome
much
of that?
nicer ring to it than pedo crush.
Okay,
That's what I'm.
Why
saying.
is
That's
that
the
wrong?
argument.
Why is that wrong?
Because he's fetishizing her age.
Okay, why is fetishizing someone's age wrong?
Because she's 15.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
but you don't think
Are
a
you-
19 and 15-year-old is always a wrong age gap. Why is it wrong? What is causing that to be wrong? What differentiates that? What? Because you wouldn't say that a 28-year-old fetishizing a 24-year-old's age gap. You wouldn't say that's wrong, would you?
Of course not, because there's nothing to
Okay.
fetishize.
Okay, so what makes it wrong in that instance?
Because he's getting off at the fact that she's 15 and that
You're
much
not
younger,
actually
being a
justifying.
minor.
You're not actually justifying. You're just going around in loops. You're just
What?
saying she's 15. She's 15. You're not actually pointing.
He's
to me
getting
the
off at
reason
that
why
fact.
it's wrong. Okay, yeah, but why?
She
is that
mentions
wrong?
many times,
But why
this is
is that wrong?
pedophilia, this is pedophilia, as he's
She
jerking
doesn't-
and continually
while
sex
she's
to
playing
her.
into it. While she's playing into it, yeah. Why is it
And
wrong?
while she's playing into it, what
Yes,
is that
yeah.
argument? It's
Yeah, because
she's now falling for it?
teenagers sexting. Yeah, there's teenagers sexting. I don't particularly care initially about the age gap, so I don't. So if she's playing into it, I'm like, okay, yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything wrong here. So I'm trying to figure out what exactly the thing is that is making this action wrong.
Is it
to
only
you.
the is it only the age gap? Because you're using weird arguments to justify it that she's playing into it. I mean, obviously, you would say if a 14-year-old is playing into
Yeah,
it,
because
if a
she's
28-year-old is
consenting.
talking to
Yes,
it.
she's consenting, and they're within a reasonable age
A
gap. I don't particularly
15-year-old
care.
is consenting to
a
sexting with a
19-year-old.
19-year-old.
Yes.
Are you?
This
You're
is
biting
like the
at bullets?
Kamite brain rot.
A
Like you
50
guys
Yes.
can't have this discussion without spurging.
I'm not spurring. I'm explaining to you.
No, you are spurring.
You are speaking because the
sexting.
thing is that you're
He's
saying something's
role-playing
wrong
and
without
sexting.
actually explaining to anyone why it's wrong. My point of saying what is the harm is that the way I would determine whether something is wrong is if there is a harm being committed. If you can't point to me a harm or even a reasonable expectation to think there's going to be a harm, then I don't understand what the fuck.
Yeah, this is why I keep bringing up. This is why I keep bringing up the rape analogy. Like, if there's like a harm done, like if the girl liked it afterwards, is there
But
a
you
harm
understand
done?
how
No.
the girl like it afterwards,
is bad
because
to
there's
begin
no
with,
reason.
correct?
Yes, rape is
It's
bad to
such a
begin
shit
with.
analogy.
Because you're violating someone's consent. There is no consent violation here.
Because I disagree. I don't necessarily
Okay,
think.
but you
Well, I
don't.
think-
Because you
I
think a
think the
19-year-old can't
alternate-
consent with a 15-year-old.
I think the alternate argument is a 15-year-old is not able to actually consent to that interaction. That's the issue, right?
But Lerix doesn't believe that because he's just
She doesn't understand.
He doesn't think that it's inherently wrong for a 19-year-old.
Well, no, it's twofold. It's like she doesn't understand. If as a 19-year-old, I mean, how old are you?
Lerix. Okay, so do you think it's inherently wrong for a 19?
I mean, I was 19 just a few months
19
ago.
age
Like
gap?
like sexting with a 15-year-old. Like at 15-year-old, I was very much different. I didn't understand, especially at these
So I'm going to ask
ages.
you again. I'm going to
Like
ask you
you're
a question. I'll ask
developing
you about
really
3 times
fast.
and see if your answer changes this time. Do you think it's inherently wrong for a 19-year-old to talk sexually with a 15-year-old?
Inherently wrong.
Do you think there is an inherent consent violation there, that there is such a gulf in the standards of age that they simply cannot consent, that they do not have the mental maturity to consent to interactions with a 19-year-old? Do you believe that?
No, it could be done in like an
Well, okay,
innocent way.
so-
All right, you guys
possible.
are all
But
But
talking in black and
makes
white.
it bad is that he's actively talking about her age in a fetishized way, and he's
Okay,
sexualizing
why
that as
is
he's
that
getting off to
bad?
the fact
Why-
that she's
Okay,
15.
but why is that bad? What is the problem with that?
Because they're talking about pedophilia, and he's getting off to the
Okay,
fact that
And
she's
we're
I
talking
think-
about
Okay,
pedophilia.
Isn't that
okay.
inherently predatory?
Lerix, you sound like
Loop in.
scared to give an answer because you don't want to like marry yourself to a fucking position.
That's what I mean.
You
about-
guys are being really gay and pushy. The reality is, yeah, there is something wrong with it. Is that something wrong with it the same thing that would be something wrong with a 19-year-old talking to a 12-year-old? No, there are levels to this thing. And unfortunately, the word pedophile is very specific and used in ways that aren't, I guess, entirely fair to each of those situations. But like, even people that I've defended in the past for similar age gaps would come out and say, yeah, I did something wrong. Okay, so yeah, you can say like it's bad, but you don't have to marry yourself to saying that this guy's like a malicious pedophile child molester. Okay,
But
because there's no way to have this discussion. if
you
everyone
have to at
wants be
least
black
tell
and
me
white
that
with
there was
it.
a bad action committed 15 years ago. If you're going to use that to justify an investigation now, you have to at least show me that there was a bad action committed then.
And I
If you
can look at
can't
all
actually
those
show me bad
messages, and the
action, then-
things that I'm seeing in that conversation are absolutely concerning enough that I would want to see if he's done anything else like that in the future.
Okay,
I think it's
why?
totally justifiable to ask that question because I think
Why?
it's super weird that a guy who hangs out in the Nintendo community who plays fucking Pokemon is talking about how this is his like IRL lolicon, and it like that's way too fucking far, dude. Yeah,
But this is, like,
absolutely.
long
Does that
before
mean
his
he's doing it
career
right
started.
now? No, but that means that I want to know
But
if
see-
he's doing it right now. Yeah, I want more people to look into it. 100%.
Then why not do that behind the scenes? Why is this all being done publicly? It still does not justify the leak.
Please.
It
But-
still does
but
not
if it hadn't come
justify
Because
out
it.
his
publicly-
response should also be public. He should say, "Yeah, this is something I did that was fucked up in the past, or whatever."
If you think
Like, I
it's
don't have a
likely that
problem with
he's
this
committing
entire
crimes,
interaction
If you think it's
happening.
likely that he's predating on children, you should handle that through the proper channels, not just blow it up publicly. It's not
But we
justified.
wouldn't
Sure,
know that
okay,
unless
but
this
that's not
person
in
had
the
come
situation
forward.
that
It's
we're
a chicken and
currently
the
in.
egg. It's chicken and the egg
But this
situation.
is my point. I'm condemning the act of leaking, and people are justifying it to me. Initially, Bowblax used the other allegations to justify it. Now you're saying the initial leak is bad enough on its own to investigate. But why not just investigate behind
Well,
the
I'm
scenes?
talking about
This
what I
isn't a
already have
justification
in
for
my
the leak.
hands. I'm not
Okay.
justifying that girl coming forward and making that claim.
Okay.
My
okay.
point is,
Well,
now that
we
I've
might be on
seen
the same
this,
page.
I
Then we
want
might be
to
on the
see
same
more.
page, and that's not okay. I want to see more, just to sake my curiosity. You know, I'll be honest. This is all
very
fun
funny,
stuff.
actually.
But, yeah, but that doesn't mean my point was about the leak initially. My point was that I don't think that leak is justified. I don't think it's reasonable for us to be even having this conversation in the first place. I don't think there's anything concerning enough about those messages for her to have brought that to the forefront, and no harm was committed. So I don't understand why it was brought to the forefront. If we agree on that, if we agree that it's kind of fucked that this guy's shit got blown up publicly, then we agree 90% of the way, and that's whatever. It's fine.
Okay.
So I think obviously, if you obviously can't take something like that to a law enforcement or something. And if this person felt like they wanted to, they would have back then. I think that I'm not going to marry myself to a position that it shouldn't have come out at all. Because like the fact that this guy's a fucking Nintendo YouTuber and the shit in those messages is, I would be like concerned if I didn't hear about it. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to say that. I don't know. This shit's like
it's
crazy.
15
dude.
years ago, dude. It's 15
No, I agree
years
with
ago.
you. It's 15 years ago, and it's not indicative that he's a threat right now. I 100%, we totally agree on
And
that.
it seems insane to justify
agree
the
on that
leaking
too.
of a bunch of like sex that are obviously going to destroy his career when they come out.
But is anyone justifying that? I think everyone is saying
Nick
like
just
maybe
did.
this
Nick
didn't
just
need
did.
to
He
be.
didn't want to marry himself to the position that it shouldn't have come
Yeah,
out.
I'm not sold on that one. I need to
Okay.
maybe after I do a fucking 4-hour live stream and I research the whole thing publicly, maybe we could have a better one-on-one discussion. But I don't know if I want to say that right now.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay. Stylo, Bowblax, what's going on?
Huh? Listen. Oh, wait,
I mean,
you go
I've
ahead.
already like said my opinion like pretty in depth. So like, I don't know what else we could argue. But yeah,
No, it's fine. I mean, Lerix, are you kind of satisfied with that? Is there anything else you want to put out there? Any other issues?
Yeah, I'm trying to think through. So, like, if they should come out, I guess if like I'm associated with the guy, I would like want to be very like known of this information if I want to like prop him up in the future, if I want to do collabs with him. Like, I would very much want to know this information.
That can all happen like privately though. This is the contention.
Yeah, but,
privately for the girl.
No, I don't think
reason.
so.
It's not going to be
I
private
think
to
it-
everyone, is it? Sorry. go
I
ahead.
think it's fucked if you find out something like that in private, and then you're like, all right, well, I'll just cut him off socially or whatever. Like, because then it's like this weird gay, like friendly gossip between friends. When like,
And then it's like one person. It's like, what if you like future people in like the future? They don't have the knowledge about it. It's like it's about like the broad mass of like, I guess, information. But I mean, as a byproduct of that, yeah, of course he's gonna get his career fucked because of the way the internet works.
like
But still, I think
hypothetically,
it
if you
seems
didn't have
totally
evidence,
unjustified.
wait, if you didn't have evidence, right, that somebody's like a pedophile, and then you went to like, I don't know, Mudahar, for example, or like Nexpo, and you're like, hey, dude, your friend's like a fucking pedophile, right? And that information wasn't pushed or whatever, but it was just used to like completely blackball him privately.
It depends.
I
on
think
the evidence.
that
My
would be,
assessment is
like-
always going to come down to what the evidence is. Like, if it's this, then no, I wouldn't blame anyone for not bringing that out at all. But if
Yeah.
it's like, you know, I've got footage of them raping a kid, then yeah, obviously I'm going to be like,
That should
what?
definitely be.
Hey, why are you not talking
Then-
about the fact
then
I've
I
got
think our
footage of them
disagreement-
raping a child?
our
I have footage
disagreement
of
is
blah, blah,
in
blah,
I think
what-
these are
raping a
just bad
child.
enough, though. I think that
disagreement-
unnecessarily.
Yeah, our disagreement is in the severity of the weird shit that was in those messages, or I guess the intrigue of what the reasoning
well,
could have been.
again, I
And the
thought
problem
because
is,
my
I
problem
can't
is that it
say
doesn't
really
feel like you can point
anything.
to a harm. Yeah.
But I can't say anything until I hear how he responds to it. I need to know like what his angle is going to be here. I need to
Listen,
hear
that
how he
guy's
explains
fucking
it.
Response is
smacked
pulling
up
the
on
trigger,
Xanax.
right,
He is,
okay.
yeah, he's on his way
Killing
out.
himself.
He's got a fucking glass of scotch in his hand and pill bottle in the other. He's gone.
No,
His
because like,
brother
it's
is
like,
gone.
like, for example, if this guy turns around and goes like, "Yeah, these messages were never real," and then we find out a week later that there's like scrolling evidence that all this shit's real, then I'm like, "Holy shit, this is really fucking concerning." What else did he do? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or if
sure.
if he comes out and he's like, "Listen, this is a fucking terrible mistake I made. I never did this since. You'll never see an example of this happening ever again," or whatever. It's like, all right, at least then I could hear him taking accountability in some way, shape, or form for it. I mean, I not to just go back on the other shit, but the fucking guy Zero just came out and said it didn't happen after he confessed. I'm really concerned about any other interactions that guy had with
Well,
other people if
Zero
he's just willing
mentioned,
to lie and try
and
to like
by
sue
extension,
somebody
the
into
technicals
oblivion.
mentioned.
You're going to mention
Yeah.
Tipster next. You're going to mention Tipster next, DeOrio. And what after that? Fucking what else?
Bring up
Michael
Edwin.
My point is,
Edwin.
Alberto.
I'm
What's
saying
Edwin up
this
to?
statement is like
This is
integral.
Technical's new video.
Sorry, go on, please.
Yeah. I think the statement is integral to how this whole thing will be perceived as well. And I'd be interested
same.
to hear what he has to say. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the people like I said earlier, the people like this just roll over. If he says anything, he's just gonna be apologizing and flogging himself. It's worth nothing to me. I don't know.
Well, you know, but it depends. I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, for me personally, he is just going to flog himself. It's like a fucking, apology to North Korea.
You
I'm
can't
sorry,
flog
great leader.
yourself on this one. If you flog yourself, like,
Yeah, I mean, he's done
not
it.
gonna
anyway.
look good. He's
What
kind of got to
can you
think
say
on
to
this
him?
one.
Yeah, he's
use
got to
his brain
defend
here.
himself to like at least some extent. I'm sure there'll definitely be some like flogging in there, but like he's being called a pedo, right? So he has to defend himself at least
I
a
don't-
bit in that
I
regard.
don't- what could he say that's gonna stop 5 women with no evidence saying something?
Well, look,
I don't know.
the guy's
Something,
statement isn't
and now a
stopping
child saying
anybody,
something.
but it gives people like things to work with, I guess, in terms of going on to defend him, if that is the angle people want to take with it. Like, you
Yeah, no
need
one
that
wants to.
response before you jump in. Yeah.
Well,
Nobody wants to defend him. He's fucked.
Well, yeah, I mean, but bro, he was talking about pedo crush. Of course, no one wants to defend him. It's fucking. Those messages are fucking harrowing to read. It's tricky
Yeah,
to
but he's
defend
like,
him, isn't
bro.
it?
I think my problem is how much mentally different is a 15-year-old from a 19-year-old? Like it's
Wait, what?
Oh no!
like
What?
Lerix, are you telling me when you were 15 you weren't like sexual
Dude,
with other
wait.
people
Oh my
your
God.
age.
Stylo,
Wait.
what the fuck, bro?
This is based.
Okay.
Spit,
Wait,
spit, spit.
Wait, do you not?
What's wrong?
No,
Huh?
no, I'm actually just. That's just so curious that you think that way. You think you were the same at 15 versus 19? I feel like there's
I
a
said
vast
how different.
difference.
I didn't say the same. I said how
Okay,
different.
well, I'm saying there's a vast difference between those. Do you
Maybe
not
you'd be
think so?
retarded enough to
That's
sex a
cool, I
Nintendo
think.
YouTuber at 15. That
Yeah,
might
I think a lot of children are that retarded.
Dude, dude,
What are you saying?
dude, 15 is like freshman year of high
Bro,
school.
look, all the
19
adults were
is
like,
freshman
no,
year
I
of
don't want to see
college.
your
Like
feet. The
sophomore.
15-year-old was like, dive in, feet first. Like,
Okay.
dude, if that's not evidence enough, then I'm sorry.
Wait, dude, dude, Silo, how fucking old are you?
I'm not saying that, huh? I'm an adult. I don't sex kids. Thank you.
Okay, but I've just never heard that before. I mean, I don't even understand like that frame of reference. Like 15 is so incredibly different in life experience.
Bro, he
versus
took the
19.
Mr. Girls. Wait, he took the
This is-
Mr. Girl talking point of like 17 and 18 really is the same thing, and he's like, "Listen, man, 13-year-old, what's the difference?"
Okay,
I didn't
wait,
say
no, whoa,
13.
whoa, whoa.
Like, you're
I'm kidding,
15.
I'm
Like
kidding.
you're post well, not post pubescent. You're still like in puberty. But like it's like if you're we're like pretending that a 15-year-old doesn't like have any idea what they're getting into like at all. I understand that a child doesn't have the
Every
same
woman who grew up
frequency.
online was doing this. Literally every
Well, yeah,
woman.
it happens in real life, like off the
Literally-
computer.
Oh,
I
bro.
don't know.
What?
When
What?
you're 15, you are ready to have sex. Whether you engage in that properly or not is a different discussion.
He's spitting.
But you shouldn't have sex with like a
Yeah,
grown
but
man.
not a 19-year-old
No,
though.
but he's not a
Like, at
grown man. He's a
15
teenager still.
a 15 with another 15-year-old. Wait, so
Yeah,
you would just be
No, but
wait,
no,
so,
so
wait, dude.
for
So you
your
would just be
argument-
chill of a bit, like a guy coming from fucking like his college class, rolling up to the freshman year classroom, picking him up and
Wait,
fucking
that's
fucking her in the parking lot.
Different. That's different.
How is that
That's
different?
obviously a predator. This Chuggaaconroy
That's
shit is from
1915.
circumstance. But you understand
Okay,
that
to be fair,
circumstances
Okay,
that
you were
demand
speaking
things
broad.
are
Okay,
different, right?
you were speaking broadly. You were speaking broadly. Like 15-year-olds are ready for sex. I was like, okay, hold on.
Yeah, that's what. Like when you say like 15-year-olds are ready to get one, I'm like, all right, send him Lion Maker. Like, what do you mean, bro?
Whatever.
28 years old, coming after
Oh,
him.
brother.
Okay, okay. Listen, that's
Why all of us
Stylo.
commentary YouTubers are afraid to talk about it.
Yeah,
Because you get clips
listen,
saying something
listen.
crazy like
Yeah,
that.
I'm nobody.
People
I'm
think you're
nobody.
a
It's very
pedo.
funny for me.
Stylo, I did say about
This
this.
is why
yesterday.
optics matter. It sounds like you're like, dude,
No,
plant
no,
a
no.
baby in that 15-year-old.
Okay, I did say about this Stylo. I said, some of this stuff might make you look
And I
bad.
said I'm void pilled. I don't give a fuck.
Stylo's lost it a bit with all this Me Too shit, I think. So, just take it with a pinch of salt. But I think the point that's being made, and I'm going to try and navigate this very carefully, but although there's maybe like they probably wouldn't even say this, but even though there's creepy messages, the age difference between 15 and 19 is not substantive enough to, back up some of the claims that are being made online. But I think we probably all agree with that, don't we?
Yeah, like I wouldn't call him like
Yeah.
a pedophile. Like he's not
But
like.
you guys did, like, even as a joke. I wouldn't make that joke. Publicly,
Oh, not allowed to make jokes now, Stylo. Are you serious?
No, not publicly. This fucked up. What we're doing to
thing
man.
is,
This
it's
world
not
hates
even
men.
about it's bad to make the joke. It's not just about it's bad to make the joke. It's one of
Yeah.
those safe, edgy jokes, kind of, isn't it? It's where it's like,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
you're
the
saying-
DMs
you're saying, like,
are
I mean,
too good
hard
to be
stance
true.
that you can't
I'm the
really
only
take,
one
but-
here
I don't know,
who
dude.
thinks the DMs are too good to be true, and there's something off about them. I'm the only
I
one
feel
here
like
who's
that
not
too.
sold that they're
No,
real.
I thought that when I
They're
first
just
saw it.
they're
It's too good,
so
yeah.
fucking
Sorry.
bad, Chud, that they can't possibly be real.
Think
I'm
they're
sorry.
real.
don't-
Yeah, we're all going
Where
over
did
like
you
a
guys grow
presumption
up
that they are
online?
real. Yeah.
No,
Where
I
did
know,
you
I
grow
know.
up
Yeah,
online?
you guys are
Real.
presuming pretty hard. I legitimately think there's a chance something fucky's gonna happen. Now,
Yeah,
maybe
what-
I'm wrong or whatever. I'll eat crow on that one, but like, I don't know.
think
It's just
these are
too
that
easy.
crazy. These are not
Yeah,
that
these
crazy.
are-
Where did
these
you
seem
guys
pretty
grow up
real.
online? What were you doing when you were like 19 or 15 online? What community?
Not this. What?
Wait a minute.
Wait a
Lollipop
second.
Lerix wasn't
Or,
doing
like,
this.
any-
Come on now.
If you went
Oh,
in
no.
sort of like
Actually,
You're
like-
retarded.
Yeah, come on,
Actually,
come on.
Serious.
when I
Lerix,
was
you know
19,
I'm your strongest defender, right? That's fucked up for you to lie to me.
Are you retarded? Yeah, dude.
Actually,
Flamenco's better suited for this than me.
Funnily enough, the week I turned 19, I was actually at PAX East 2016, and I met Chuggaaconroy, and he signed my lanyard.
Did he
Okay,
suck?
oh, well, you guys were like. your lives are
So
fucked
where
if
on
you're
the
YouTube
tier
for
list of
19, so-
potential like online influencer predators, where would you put him? Like, would you put him like
25.
above or below like Mini Lad?
Below.
Fuck, I
The guy
don't know.
actually like met that kid in it.
Yeah, Mini Lad did do some bad stuff, didn't he?
I don't fucking remember. That was years ago.
Dude, doesn't Mini Lad sell merch of like underwear for little like boys?
That was Lion Maker, bro. Lion Maker had an underwear line, and he was like, "Yo, if you dance in them or whatever, I'll give you a shout out on Twitter." Bro, I swear to God, that guy was like an ultra pedo. Dude, that guy's like a convicted pedo. All right, we could talk about that one.
And it had like a little lion on like the fucking like underwear too.
like
that was
ass.
Dude, the Wigglers weren't always Keffel's fan base. They used to be Lion Makers.
Oh my God.
Same age targeted group, I believe. I reckon.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Is there anything else we can fight about for content, or is that it?
I think our main disagreement is just like disagreeing on the severity of the messages, but we've already went through the ringer of that, you know.
And I'm all out of terrible optics things to say.
Yeah, the messages are like the only reason this is even worth talking about, in my opinion. Like this person only really is worth talking about because of those messages.
Yeah, like everything else I don't give a fuck about. Apparently, it wasn't even substantiated or shown anything. Like, and also I don't really think that backs up other people's claims. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing that annoys me. Yeah, is you get these smug people that are like, "Oh, I told you so," and it's like you didn't know this was coming out.
Yeah, exactly. Like everything bad about this guy isn't now true because other shit comes out of it.
It was so unexpected. You know? Yeah.
They're saying, everyone who believed Emily looking pretty crazy right now. That's what broke me yesterday. I think I saw some tweet like that. I actually almost lost.
Yeah, and that's the most infuriating thing. Yeah, that like everything about this guy now becomes like he's guilty of just because like other information comes out.
Oh, who's writing that? Ant-Man? Was that Ant-Man again? The guy who literally just got egg on his face from fucking 2 weeks ago.
Actually,
he's like, guys, I'm not gonna make any more big statements. Immediately jumps on this one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then other people like that who are probably even worse than Ant-Man in that regard, just like on Twitter. Like, it's a completely different fan base we're dealing with. So, yeah. But
I don't know.
I just want to see what all these other old Nintendo YouTubers from 2010 were speaking like. I want to see what their ERP sex look like, too. I just want to know. If we're getting out there, you know?
Dude, and like Chug is bragging like he has like 12 and 14-year-old girls who like have massive crushes on him and flirt with him in his DMs too.
That's bad. No.
Like, dude, he flexes that to the 15-year-old. He's like, I can even go younger.
That's what I'm saying.
I can even go younger, man.
These messages are almost too good to be true in terms of how bad they are. That's why it's like, I don't know, man.
I mean, but I feel like if they were fake, like it would have been presented worse. Like the person was saying, "Oh, I'm not even alleging anything."
Dude, it could be real, but shit could have been elemented. Like, listen, Mudahar said this on the call. He goes like, "I'm not gonna fucking like say it unless I got like the device in my hand nowadays. Shit's so easy to fuck with. I know people are saying I'm crazy for saying that it's possible these things could be faked, and they're most likely not, but." I don't know, dude.
But dude, it's like I don't.
Dude, it went from being no evidence to like some pretty fucking psychotically worded shit.
Yeah, like I usually don't like the if he lied about this, what else is he lying about? It's because usually people over exaggerate it. But it's like you're telling me he picked specifically this 15-year-old when he's bragging about like hundreds of 12 and 14-year-olds in his DMs too. You're telling me he didn't message any of them.
Bro, Lerix, you keep doing this thing where you make shit.
He said
this 15-year-olds that Camden Gerard Davis.
Yeah, but it's probably like 6. Come on,
hundreds in the call.
Hundreds of victims.
No, but I'm
saying
Leviathan
is coming for you.
Like this bitch didn't win the Willy Wonka gold ticket to get fucking like talked to and sexted by this guy.
He won the Willy
I'm willing to.
I'm willing to like.
That's why I'm saying like I'm curious. Like keep a monitor on him. Like like what else has happened with these 12 and 14-year-olds apparently in his DMs? You know?
Dude, if it was fake, there'd be.
I don't think she won the lottery.
No, there would not be. There is like. Fucking like there's really fucking funny shit in here, dude. No, I don't think it would be worse than this. How could you word it worse than this?
Wait, I'm not. Well, I'm saying there's more.
No, I'm asking the guy in chat if it was fake, it'd be worse than this. How could it possibly be worse than this?
I mean, if there was actual victim, it could be worse, right?
No. I'm saying if you were faking an allegation and you were writing crazy shit to condemn him, what would you say to make it grosser than it already is?
Plans to meet up. First thing.
Like actually grooming.
There's loads of ways this could be worse. This is not that crazy. I don't know why you guys think this is so fucking insane.
Okay, it's crazy, but it certainly can be worse.
These are totally within the realm of reality. And like normal.
Listen, I'm just saying I've said a lot of fuck shit. I've historically said a lot of shit about lolicons, but none of them have ever gone, wow, you're my personal lolicon. That is like another level of weird, dude.
Listen,
saying this is not that crazy. That's where you lose me, dude. Quinn.
By my own standards, I kind of have to.
I'm saying to you, if you were in any sort of community where it's like Pokemon or fucking like these even Roblox shit or like Habbo Hotel or any of these sorts of places where people do like role playing
online
type shit.
chat.
This shit, online chat rooms, anywhere like that, this shit is everywhere. Every woman who was online at that point in time was
What?
doing shit like this, and this would probably be one of the least traumatic things that happened to her.
But does
This
that make
is
it
not
better? Let's
that
say you're
crazy.
right. Let's say
This
does
is-
that make it better?
No, it doesn't make
Yeah.
it better. It makes it less bad. We're bringing
Yeah,
it
it means
forward.
it's not. It means it's not out of
less-
that-
No, that is
it's not
different.
out-
Don't
it's
forget
not
that.
violating
Listen,
social
listen,
norm.
It's less
it is less
sensational
weird.
because it's
It is less
because
weird
it
if you're
becomes
not
more
violating social
saturated.
norm.
So obviously people are gonna not take it like
I'm
What would
saying
have
as huge of a
better
deal as it happened the
sensation?
first
What would
time.
have better
It's like, dude,
sensation? Like the
No, it's
Emily
like-
suite
like-
or
okay,
Okay,
it's like
Lerix,
it's like, dude, you get
Lerix.
100 school shootings in America. That doesn't make like the next one less bad. Like, you know what I mean? It's just it's like people are more used to it now.
You can't point to why it's actually bad. What you're saying to me is it's concerning that it warrants further investigation. You keep saying, "Oh, he's sexualizing kids, so who knows who else he's doing it to? So we should investigate more." This is what keeps being said.
No, I do think it is like inherently predatory if like a 19-year-old is talking this way to a 15-year-old. Yes, I do.
Hey, what again? Why is it predatory?
Because of how he's talking to her.
Okay, how?
How? Do we
What
read
makes
the
it
DMs?
predatory? What makes it
He's
predatory?
talking
How
about
is
you're
he
my in real
coercing
life
her?
lolly. What
Is
do
he
you mean?
coercing her?
No, he doesn't have to be coercing her.
So
for
how?
it to
Okay,
still
so
be
how is it
predatory.
predatory? Okay, I don't understand what the predatory part is. What are you saying there?
A 19-year-old talking this way to a 15-year-old.
Hey, what is define predatory
He's sec-
to me?
He's sexting with her, talking about like pedophilia, talking about
Define
lolicon.
predatory to me.
Define predatory? I mean, like, I necessarily can't give you a fucking definition, dude. Does
That's
that?
a problem. You're using it. You know.
Does it-
listen, Lorix. All
You're
right.
being.
I'm reading
this is
these
gay.
messages.
No, but
all
that's
right?
like a
You
serious
can't
problem.
condemn him,
You don't
Lorix.
you don't have a
He
definition.
owned the pedophilia. He owned it. He went out
It's
front
all
and he was like,
vibes.
"Listen,
It's all
dude,
vibes, mate.
this is
It's
why I'm
all
into
vibes.
it." And you
Dude,
can't condemn him
Chug
now.
is saying to this 15-year-old, "You sure love raping me," and she says back, "You sure love being raped."
But again, that's just
Like-
the fucking weirdo sick freak
Yes.
ERP.
Yes.
Like that's not the predatory part.
Yeah. This is the concern.
Dude, Kuihman, I agree with you with like talking about like Mr. Girl. You know, I wouldn't call Mr. Girl a pedophile, even though he said crazy shit.
That's personal preference.
Dude, we all found it funny when Mr. Girl
You're
made
not
a
even
song.
calling this
Well,
guy a pedophile. What are you?
No, we all found it funny when Mr. Girl made a song about like how he's a pedophile, but he didn't DM a minor and be like, "Yeah, buddy,
Yeah.
I'm a pedophile." Like, whoa, that would be crazy.
But you guys aren't
Yeah,
even
like,
calling
he
him a
makes
pedophile.
memes
Now
about it,
you're
he makes
arguing that we
jokes
can
about
call him
it.
a pedophile, but you guys weren't even doing that before. Now it's changing.
Well,
No, I'm not calling him pedophile. I'm just saying it's like much worse. Like I'm willing to defend Mr. Girl on like a
I'm
much
making
bigger level
jokes
than
about
this.
how he said that the girl was a pedo crush. I think that's justifiable that I could joke about it. Yeah,
Look, it's not-
100%.
I'm not
If
even
he
asking
if
you
he
to
can
defend,
joke
I'm asking
about
you
his
to tell
own
me.
situation, I could joke about it too.
I'm asking to be told what is actually being done here that is wrong. That is what I'm asking for. That is what I've been asking for this whole time, and you can't
Well,
seem to point to it. I cannot get an actual.
I
answer.
think
Nick is telling me that it's concerning. It warrants further investigation. But if the thing is, the reason why something would be concerning is because someone's violating some like social norm, and then that's causing.
Yeah,
us to go, oh,
that's what I'm
an issue,
saying.
That's an issue. But if there's no social norm being violated, because this is just how these freaks would talk in a fucking weird little community where they.
Okay, but I don't agree with that. I don't
then
agree
there's
with
no
that.
social norm being violated in the context, and that's my issue.
No, there is
It's being
absolutely
brought
a
up
social
15
norm
years
being-
later.
This is a social
to
norm.
justify it.
What?
No, not in every
The
context.
topic of their
In
sexting
this
is that
context.
she's underage. Yes, this is worth investigating.
Not
That is
in their
literally-
context. Not in that context. That is not a violation.
What do you
of social
mean?
norm in that context?
In this
You've got a
context, not only
19-year-old
she's like 15, but
19-year-old
also
All right, I've
talking
heard of the
about
high
Lolly's
school
pedo
context.
crush.
Can you explain to me the chat room context, please? Like, I need,
Yeah, there's no victim.
Yeah,
there's no
that's-
immediate-
what is the
that's very big
Pokemon
context.
chat
That's
room
like-
context
Anime,
that I am not
like-
understanding?
The
I don't get the
anime
norm of that community.
context.
Oh man.
Okay,
Damn.
I think I'm so we're saying that like a 19 and a 15-year-old in the real world, there's a place where they might meet, and it's not like anything to do with the age, and it just so happens they hit it off, and you know maybe legally there might be issues with that, but there may be Romeo and Juliet stuff. I don't know, but we're saying that in like the context of he's a YouTuber, right? He ends up talking to this person that's his fan that's 15, right? There isn't really like a dynamic there where you could understand that as okay, well that sometimes happens. It's like
All right, hold on. Kuihman, pretend you're a successful YouTuber, okay?
Oh,
You claim this doesn't you claim this doesn't violate social norms, okay? So if someone reports you in your Discord that a 19-year-old is sexting a 15-year-old in VC chat or whatever they talked about it, and it's happening in your server, would you then ban one
I
or
said
two of those people?
15 years ago. I said 15 years ago. Obviously now that is 100% violating social norm. I don't even allow under 18-year-olds in my Discord.
Wait, so 15 years ago, if you were a successful YouTuber and you had a Discord server, you wouldn't move that guy out of the server?
Well,
Even in
if
that
I'm approaching it with
context?
my judgment now, yes, obviously. But back then, if I was a 19,
So your argument is 15 years ago, I
autistic
was also
Pokemon YouTuber.
retarded?
Okay, wait, slow down.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was because I was like, what, 9 years old? Yeah, I was pretty retarded.
Yeah, you
what would I have
stupid
done 15 years
9-year-old.
ago? No, I probably wouldn't have made the right decision. I don't imagine Nick DeOrio, actually.
Okay, I
I keep
think
thinking you're older because you're like Chud Logic and he's like 45.
Oh, fuck off!
Yeah,
I'm
no,
37.
I'm a,
You don't look a day
Wait, you're
over
47?
I'm 37.
Holy shit, you're 47? I thought you were like 27, dude.
Oh my god. Right.
This is like a
This is
flamenco
not about
moment.
me. Yeah. In fact, Stylo, can I just get a comment? People are calling you flamenco. They're calling you black flamenco in chat. What do you
Let's
reckon?
fucking smaggle daggle. The my retard smaggle daggle. Why don't you? Never mind. We're on stream. Haha.
I'm actually,
Hey, you know,
based
Snaggle's
on
a
what
minor,
you
right?
guys have been saying, and it's
I'm
not meant to
kidding.
be like a joke or an insult, like I'm actually curious, what is your, if we want to move on slightly from Chugga, what is your opinion on flamenco?
Are we serious?
Yeah, you guys. I don't know. Like, what's your
was
take
the most
on the
substantive
flamenco
allegation
stuff?
against flamenco? Was it just the?
I won't. I
Soprano?
I'm only speaking
Well, dude,
to
like,
flamenco's lawyers. I
here's the
can't
main thing,
discuss this
dude.
publicly.
Here's the main thing. It's not
bad.
necessarily that the girl has to be like traumatized, but it's like it shows that this guy is like
No one's
sick.
saying
I know. That's what I'm
It's-
saying.
wait,
It's that
keep
this
trying
guy
to slow
has
down you.
sick
What-
desires that he's getting off that the girl's like 15, and he's talking about like pedophilia, loving being raped by a 15-year-old, and that it's not pedophilia.
It's
It's not
sick desire
pedophilia.
to
If it's
want to
not
fuck a 15-year-old
pedophilia,
when you're
if it's
19,
not
that is not a sick
pedophilia,
desire.
if it's rape, and he's talking
Well,
about like her being his lolly crush, pedo crush. I mean, I think like that's the problem. That's the problem. Wait, these are all jokes?
These are they're six. We're
He's
circling on the joke
continuously
thing.
telling jokes.
It's
I think even Kuihman
They
disavows
are
that.
sexual jokes. They
Good
are
for him
flirting
to even
sexual
claim
jokes.
their
He's
jokes
getting off
before
to
we
it. Is
give
it
that
jokes
to
if he's
him.
jacking off while doing it?
He's getting off. Where are we getting the jacking off part? You've been saying this.
What do
the
you?
whole
They're
time.
They're fucking sexting. What?
Can we wait for him to at least claim their jokes
Okay.
before we give him that argument? Like,
Fucking-
I
before
don't
we
think
just
he
say
would
like,
claim
"Oh,
they
guys,
are-
they're jokes."
they
Can he
are
at least
jokes.
claim it first?
Well,
Stop. Because
That doesn't
the
mean
joke's
not to.
word is everyone's having statistic disagreement about the word jokes.
Thank you.
But the point is that he's not. There's no reason why he's literally sitting there masturbating. The chances are this guy. It's like. It's flirting. That's what's going on there. He's
You
flirting.
think
with
it's not
a-
You think it's not reasonable to assume that he's masturbating to this?
Wait, never mind. That sounds
Do you-
mean.
have
No,
you-
I'm saying
you
it.
masturbate
Lex,
every
have you ever
time you talk
texted
to
a woman?
kids? Yeah,
Are you
every time
beating
you talk
off
to
when you
a
text
woman,
a
you're
woman?
beating off.
Are you
Do you,
kidding?
do you think it's not reasonable to assume he's getting off to this and
Yes, I
sexting?
think it's unreasonable.
Yes.
Every time you sext a woman, you beat off. You have a problem.
Are you, dude? You really don't think he's getting off to this? And he's like,
No.
don't
What do
think
you
it's
mean by
reasonable
getting
to
off to
assume
it?
that?
Being aroused by it? Yeah, sure, but is he fucking
He's
joking?
aroused.
That's
He's
the most
not
fucking
beating his
retarded thing to
meat.
say.
Well,
Not every-
there's the problem.
not
If
everyone.
he's getting
is-
aroused
Alright,
and
this
getting
guy
off
usually
to
probably
it.
beats off to like an EV, so this is a bit of a different like thing for him.
What do
know?
you expect
That
out
is
of
that
women?
woman.
I mean,
I think
Well,
like that's the inherent problem I
Getting
have,
off
like the
isn't the
disagreement,
problem.
Kuihman,
No, but
is
getting
that
off
he's getting
isn't the problem.
aroused
No, but
by
it's
saying
not.
lolly
It's
is a
not.
much
It's Lerix,
nicer
Lerix,
ring
you're
to it than
driving me
pedo
fucking
crush.
insane
That he's
with
getting
this shit,
that he's
bro.
getting raped by a fucking 15-year-old, and it's not pedophilia. Then if it's
Wait, so if he
rape,
got raped by
like,
the
this is the
15-year-old,
problem.
then he's in. I mean, yeah, dude.
Then how he's the
Why
victim.
is that the problem? Why is that
Onision
the
told me
problem?
that
Because
happened
all
to
you're
him,
telling
and
me, you're telling me is a 15 and 19-year-old was sexting, but you say that is not inherently a problem. So what is the problem?
Because the way he's talking about it shows that
Okay,
he's like sick
why
desires
does
for the
that
15-year-old
weigh?
specifically
What
because she's
about the way
underage.
he's talking to her? But what about just saying that she's underage? What about that is a problem to you? What about that is a harm? What about that is concerning?
Because he's
When
getting off
when
at
he's
how young
19
she
and
is.
15?
He's
She's
getting off how young she is, and he
15.
mentions
He's
he mentions
19. You
pedophilia.
don't
He's
think
getting
that's a
off to it.
problem?
He likes that she's 15.
Do
That's
you
what he's
think he
getting
actually
aroused
saying
by.
that he's a pedophile? Do you think that's an actual
getting
admission
aroused
being a
by it.
pedophile, or do you think that's like a flirty joke playing around with the
Dude,
fact
it's
that he probably
not just like an innocent circumstance.
jokes
dude.
before
Like he's
this
getting off
circumstance,
by
like-
the 15-year-old being 15.
It seems
getting
like
off
the
to the
only
fact that he's-
discussion
it's-
that we're seeing is that, and there's a lot of it.
He's getting off to the fact he's calling her a lolly, the pedo crush. He's
No,
getting
this
off to the
isn't the-
pedophilic nature of the relationship.
We know for a fact this isn't the full amount of their chat logs. We know for a fact.
Absolutely, I'd like to see more, but there's a lot of chat logs. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
There's a lot of
But
chat logs here.
If a 19-year-old joking around with a 15-year-old while flirting about the fact that they can't.
Is it
do
jokes
anything 'cause
now?
it'd be quite unquote pedophilia.
Bro, we're
It's
looping
getting
on the fucking joke
Yeah,
thing.
We can't just let that slide.
To be
because
fair,
jokes
I
is a
feel like
huge
we've already
thing.
had this exact argument.
When you
saying
flirt
it
with a
in that
woman, is everything you say
God.
entirely serious? Is it all entirely literal? Or sometimes do you joke around with the situation or with innuendo and things like that? Which one do you do, Lerix? Is it entirely matter of fact? Or do you joke
While you're
around?
sexting, you
Hold
can be
on,
held
Adam,
culpable if you're
I'd
saying
like to
this shit.
schedule an ass fucking for 3 o'clock this evening. Let's Lerix the sex, I believe.
You're retarded.
This nigga got no riz. That's what I'm hearing.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dude, Lerix, you got to work on your pedophile riz.
Yeah,
I'll
you're
get
not
on that.
the Rizzler.
You did great with
I'll
that.
give Flamenco a call. Let's see if Flamenco can help me out with that.
Okay,
Mr.
listen,
Girl,
we
I'll get
don't
them
need to. We don't need
Maybe
to bring up
Vito
all the
too?
fucking controversial
The
alleged
lollycats.
pedos. The point I think that's being made is you are taking more seriousness in the pedo crush stuff, right? And I think these guys are saying that they're kind of joking around with it, but you, Lerix, are seeing that as more intent, that he's getting off on the fact that she's young. That's the disagreement, and I don't know if we're going to move past that.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we're not going to move past
I just
that.
think that
We're
he's
going in circles now.
acknowledging-
But
There's no other evidence. Oh, I'm just gonna say this as well. There's
Now-
no other evidence of an age play fetish or anything in the last
I have
15 years.
It's more the
I have a
well, we'll see.
question.
It just came out fucking yesterday. But I
I
think
have
this
a
is
question. Was
already
this guy,
pretty bad
someone
enough.
said he used his platform. How big was he 15 years ago? That just occurred to me.
I want
So-
to
'cause
say
it-
50K.
Okay,
YouTube looked
I
like
can
a
Okay,
big.
if he's
It
15K, then that
in
doesn't
early
really.
game
Okay,
years.
okay,
what
okay,
platform did he
okay,
have?
okay. Well, I'll answer. He gained 1 million. He hit 1 million subs 8 years ago. His search up Chuggaaconroy, Super Mario Sunshine. The video has like 10 million views. He was literally the biggest Nintendo YouTuber on the platform
Yeah,
at the
he was
time.
like top.
Wait,
dog.
he was the biggest Nintendo YouTuber when this happened.
Yes. He was the biggest.
Well, not
15
when
years
this
ago.
happened.
No,
15
no, when
yeah,
this
15 years
happened.
ago, when Sunshine,
Yes,
no.
15 years ago.
Here,
yes,
I'm
he
looking at his
was.
I'm looking at his most popular video in August 9th, 2009. He has an 8 million view video, Super
Okay.
Mario Sunshine.
All right,
Granted,
all
that
right,
might
never
not be
mind,
8 million
never
views at
mind.
the time, but it
No,
probably had a
never
pretty
mind.
substantial amount of views back then
Alright,
too.
yeah, I didn't
Most
know
of
he
the
was an
views
old
are from
head
back
like
in the
that.
day. Yeah.
Yeah, he fell off. He sucks.
Yeah,
We
he
all
did
grew
fall
up.
off.
We all grew up. He didn't fall off.
Yeah, he sucks, specifically on toes.
Oh, brother.
But-
Well, there's no evidence of that, DeOrio. Thank you.
Didn't he apologize, bro?
Well,
Isn't that a confession?
Yeah, he
No,
has
no,
a foot
no.
fetish, confirmed.
Of course he
but yeah.
does. He's got a sneaker
He's
fetish,
the
I
pinky
think,
toe
specifically.
strangler, okay, bro?
Okay.
He tongue punches your toenail.
He likes big stinky feet. Confirmed.
Hey, let's
Big sticky Pokemon
if
feet?
150k is falling off, then I'm happy to fall off.
Well, no, yeah. Well, you're
Well, in
falling up,
comparison
man.
to before, I mean,
Yeah,
10
when he was getting
million to
millions,
100K.
that's a fallout, Kuihman. Come on now.
Yeah, like, I mean, he's not upset at it. He's still making a living.
Okay, listen. I've recently
so-
added this person as a mod because they asked me to. Don't be such a quack, and they want to come in. And I think Stylo has
Spurging
got
in
issue with
chat.
you.
Seems like a spug, yeah.
What? Bro,
Okay.
you have modded all these little speds and freaks, and I'm your strongest soldier? That's fucked up, Chud Logic.
I just cannot trust a black man with any position of authority in my community.
You're right, too. Me specifically. I'm a terrible
Okay,
influence.
listen. I think we're on the kind of wind up anyway, but I'll bring them in. The only problem is I don't know if sorry, keep going, keep talking, say something.
Bowblax, can you unmute me on Twitter after this? Or the
Um,
situation there?
Kuihman lost.
Well,
do I have you
Stylo,
muted on Twitter?
do you even know who this person
Yeah,
is?
you link-
Bowblax.
Yeah.
Do you even know
No.
who Kuihman is?
Yeah,
No.
who the fuck are you, Kuihman?
I don't know either of these people. This is my first
Kuihman's
time
up
meeting
coming
them.
on the scene.
Oh my god, you're getting
Rising
megalod by
fast.
Bowblax. Embarrassing.
All right, buddy.
That's fucked up. That's fucked
I'm
up.
not
I would
trying
do
to be
that Kuihman personally.
disrespectful. I mean, I recognize the guy with the eyes profile pic. I don't know the other guy.
Yeah, I don't make content.
That's a lie.
No, I'm sure you do, but I just haven't seen
Huh?
it.
No, I'm serious. I don't make content.
Okay.
I'm not a content creator.
Okay.
I'm a
I didn't know. But yeah, I don't. Yeah. I mean, I don't watch that much commentary in my free time, so I'm not familiar with all of the people that make videos. But yeah.
Kuihman, has anyone ever told you that you put the LOL in Lolicon?
That's epic. That's fucking epic.
Well, here's the thing, guys. Right? Listen. Obviously, I think we've all spoken before. We got on quite well. I know that Kuihman obviously has been involved in the recent Max stuff. Basically, Kuihman's got like some criticism and commentary that are probably harsher than mine, and then Stylo is like another level along where he's even harsher. So I think.
Oh,
that's...
okay. Yeah, because
we need a Queeman though. Queeman makes it entertaining.
I
though. We
did
need someone to
notice that when
disagree.
like they mentioned that like I'm just like trying to like play it safe or whatever. There it seemed like there was like criticisms of me unrelated to like the Chugga stuff specifically. So
Kuihman, if you want to have a chat after I'm all like caught up on all this stuff, we could definitely do that.
Sure, sounds good.
Don't be such a quack. I've added you.
Hello, friend.
Hello.
Hello.
Is this the victim?
Are you a girl or a child?
Yeah, how old are you?
Maybe I'm both.
That's a concerning answer.
yeah.
Okay, so first of all, Stylo, you're a fucking autistic sped.
Oh, I
Second of
am.
all-
Owned.
Coming in
I lost.
swinging.
Yeah,
I didn't even do that to
well,
Bowblax. That's fucked up.
Listen. I've been in chat malding about Stylo being an absolute idiot. So it was only fair that I came in with that out the gate.
Thank you, women.
Okay, so what I want to understand is why well, I won't say none of you, but why those of you who don't think this was predatory, or perhaps even God, Stylo, fucking, what's the difference between a 15 and a 19-year-old? Come on.
I said how
What, like-
different.
That was
not
a
what's
that was a
different.
legendary quote.
It was how different, not what different. Please
Hall
quote
of
me
Famer.
correctly.
Okay.
Thank you for correcting your idiocy. So
Well,
go
didn't you
on.
say after that 19 and 15 wasn't that different? Didn't you say that?
Yeah, not as
Look,
different. It's like
Stylo's a
like
big fan of Nick
20-year-old.
Fuentes.
Yeah, we're beating
okay?
around the bush.
No,
What do you mean not
Stylo's
as
a big
different?
fan of Nick Fuentes.
Yeah,
This is one of his popular talking points.
Okay. The black man is a fan of the literal Nazi.
Excuse me, Kanye West is a fan of that same Nazi.
All right, but
okay?
Kanye West, he made Graduation.
I don't know if we I don't know if we have another topic, but what's worse, Boogie's age gap or fucking this age, 19, 15?
A boogie. He's
Boogie's
literally.
age gap again?
that
I think
woman's
people
surrogate father.
I think people like don't give enough shit to like these fucking huge age gaps just because like the girl's like 20.
Nah, I
Like,
don't
Boogie's like
care.
50 years old and 20. Really, Nick? I mean, I see
Nah,
like a
I
whole
don't
bunch of
give a
people
shit.
being like, you know what?
There
if
are
the fat,
issues
the
with
fat
Boogie's
motherfucker can get
relationship
young
that are
bitches,
much
it's
bigger
fine.
than the
But
age gap. All right, there's some really funny shit that I found out the other day. I don't
Oh,
know.
you got
It's not like
insider knowledge.
predatory or anything, so I don't want to like tease pedo allegation about to drop. But like, I hear.
dude, what's going on with the fucking Lol Cow podcast? Why is it so shit now?
I don't know. I thought it
happened?
was fun for like the first week or two, and then I didn't like it anymore.
Are they really faking like shit just blatantly?
I don't know. I kind of dipped out of there when it felt like it. The thing is, Boogie's not really good at it. So like, even if you wanted to fake stuff, Boogie kind of like is the huge tell on every single story. Like literally, I think like the last super real thing that happened was when Boogie like got on his hands and knees to beg for his job back, and that's what I really liked the podcast. I don't really agree with how censored the shows are. How like they cut out. I don't know. They beep the word shit. I don't know. It's a
that's
lot.
rough. Yeah.
Okay,
I feel like I'm
so
listening
is
to
anybody gonna
someone
answer my
shot through the
fucking
stream,
question?
and there's holes in it.
Yeah. Sorry. Back to pedophiles.
Yes.
What question?
Stylo,
You kind of like stumbled through all of it. Can you start again?
why do you believe that 19 is not that different than 15?
I don't know. Vibes, I guess.
Okay, so you're autistic. Got it.
Bro, if Bowblax said that to you, you'd have been swinging, bro. What the hell? Why are you
Yeah,
giving the
I'm
girl a
trolling.
different
I don't
cover?
give a fuck what this broad has to say.
Rolling.
Jesus Christ.
Did
Anything
I
else?
hit you in your fifis?
I'm cutting my penis off in solidarity with Keffels.
Whoa.
Tipster reference? I don't know what you want. I'm not sure what you want. Eh?
Well, I asked you a question. I want an answer to my question, but you're just being a soy fuck.
Yeah, I don't have like research on this. I just know when I was 15
okay.
and
so
when
you
I'm
have
19, I'm not that much mentally more firm. I understand we have to draw the line with age gap or not age gaps, age of consent, because some people.
What would you
are-
put the age of consent
What
at?
would your ideal
18
age
or it is.
be?
We're trying to do the I'm a pedophile thing. I'm not a pedophile. Do I have to say that again?
No, I just
I don't
wanna know.
advocate. I don't think if you're 15, you should be talking to a 19-year-old. But I'm saying it's not as bad as everyone's making it out to be.
I would argue it is.
Depressed people. Lolco podcast is full of.
Okay.
I
Why?
was in that
wrong with
time
that?
period.
Kuihman just
2010,
activated.
I
Did you hear
was a
that?
15-year-old girl.
Are you still now?
What?
If
He's
if
interested.
you cryogenicized me for
No
the
thanks.
last 16, sure, it's not 16, 14 years.
So you're like over 30?
Yeah, she said at the time. If you were listening, she said at the time she was
Bowblax,
that
Bowblax,
age, the same
Bowblax.
age.
I know that you're the autistic one here, but I'm
my
doing
God.
shtick
Hey,
right
let,
now.
let him. Hey, you don't want to be a simp? That's fine. I'll take what I can get.
Sniggle diggle.
I don't know. I can't tell what you say. I can't tell if what you say is a joke or real because you literally say like the most crazy shit and make the stupidest arguments. So I literally can't tell the difference, unironically.
Who's that?
Who
That
are you
Stylo?
talking to?
Do you know what I think it is? Bowblax, I think you've got a problem with race, and I think you can't figure out whether black people are telling the truth or not, and you assume that they're lying all the time.
I didn't even know he was black.
You can just sense it. You can sense it. You got the sixth sense for it. Anyway,
Yeah,
look,
I'm much louder than everyone else. That's how you know.
Smaggle, why the fuck are you here? You're worse than Colton scrapping
Yeah,
in
I
the
am,
drama.
dude. I always have to weasel my way into everything. So, woman, can you please leave the men a talking now?
Oh my god.
The only thing that I want to add is that
Okay, pedophile.
Lerix, Bowblax,
Pedophile Smaggle Daggle.
you guys are like, you guys are being like really gay about all this. Because if you look at it in the high school context, 1915 isn't that bad. That's pretty much it. 1915 is perfectly defendable. 18-year-old who stays back a year dates a 19-year-old like undergrad or whatever they're fucking called in 10th grade.
15-year-old could be
undergrad.
a freshman in high school. A 19-year-old can be out of high school, and that's even beside the point.
But it's the high school context, so who the fuck cares?
High school context shit is so funny, bro. But like, this is like the only problem with these two are like would be like a power dynamic thing. I think
It is that is a problem. That is like the biggest problem. Power dynamic.
But you're saying that because of the age gap, and I'm saying it because he's a famous YouTuber. But either way, you can disengage at any time.
Well, I mean, you can look at it either way. I would agree either way. There is a power dynamic, but to deny the power dynamic because of there being
Nicholas, stop adding
what are you
random people.
doing?
Smaggle, you little fucker. Nicholas added Vito, and now Smaggle's added Edwin. Stop fucking harassing people, please. Fuck me.
I'm gonna add Mr. Girl. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
I'm removing these people that I did not verify to add. Could we please stop? Right, you ruined the conversation
We're like
by adding
fucking
people
better out.
randomly.
That's fucked up.
They didn't even join.
Listen, it's not my
Good.
fault that Stylo doesn't want to answer the fucking question, or anybody else for that matter. So
I mean, I don't know how to answer it.
came
I don't know
here
how to
prepared
answer the
for
question.
content,
What?
and all you stupid little boys got quiet.
Old women molding and our youthful exuberance.
You know what? I
Let's
will
try.
take
It's 'cause
it.
I agree with
let's,
you.
Let's turn it around. Let's turn it
You,
around.
at least
Okay.
I'm younger than 47.
Hey,
Chud.
Yeah, you sound like a
Yeah,
lolly.
you're younger than Chud Logic, so.
Okay.
Quick, did
Yeah,
you say
I'll
that a 16 and 17-year-old is wrong?
We're gonna have to walk the ages out as far as we
Oh,
can
we're
get.
gonna do it. No, we're gonna do it. Swag, would you say it's wrong?
Who are you
Right?
asking?
Okay.
I don't think
Okay,
they're listening.
Quack specifically.
What?
Is a 16-year-old and a 17-year-old, is that a wrong age gap? Is that inherently wrong to you? 15 and 19 is.
17?
Yeah.
No, I would argue that that's probably that same age group.
15 and 17?
I hesitate.
What?
It's questionable.
Okay,
Oh,
why?
Okay.
Why is it
You have
questionable?
to understand when you are in
Yeah,
your
but you realize this is
adolescent
the same
years-
question you've just asked us, right? That it's always going to be based
yeah.
on vibes and what you think the stage of development are, and like little things like markers, like whether they can drive and stuff like that, and things that might give them power. It's always going to be these little markers and,
So,
and kind of
so
like
I'm
what sort of rough stage of development you're at. So coming in here being like 15, 19 is really wrong. Why are you saying they're not that different?
okay,
It's like,
do
it's
you
a
want me
retarded
to
Here, I'm
explain
actually
from
genuinely
my
curious,
experience
Kuihman.
why
Where
it's
would you
wrong?
like draw the line between like 1915? If you think that's fine, then where would you like I guess necessarily draw the line? I'm just sure. I don't
The
know.
line would be like the
Interesting.
circumstance in which they met, and like
Yeah, it's
right?
like it's more to
Like
do
the
with how they
predation
met,
is the problem.
the nature of the
No,
relationship.
but like
Okay,
more
but why-
inherently,
why-
because
why-
I already
that's a
think
good
like the
point.
1915, given these circumstances, I think that's.
I would say
predatory.
my limit is when you're a teenager. I think it's generally like you can get away with most things. Maybe not 19.
So would you say that 1913 would be comparable?
No, I just
In
said
the
probably
exact same
1913 is a
context.
bit far.
But you
I
have,
just
No, 1913, but you have no evidence that it was going to go physical. What are your thoughts on that?
1930. No reason to believe it would go physical.
I think
That is tough.
Dude,
What do you mean? How?
that's
I- I-
tough.
I mean, again, like,
Kuihman, come on,
Dude,
man.
all the
Listen,
technicals
come
in
on.
here.
Optics. We need some
We're
optics.
talking about 15 years ago as
consideration.
well. We're talking all stats equalized. All stats equalized.
Yeah, equal stats. Equal stats.
Equal
Mid
stats.
diff.
15 years ago, 1913 is better.
Equal
Bro,
stats.
mid diff,
I'd
bro.
probably say
Mid diff.
Wait, no, I'm not saying it's better. I'm saying no, it's probably over the line for me. That 1913 specifically, that was probably where I draw the hard limit. 1914, 15 years ago, I'd probably still be saying roughly the same thing. Yeah, I think so.
Bro.
That is
No.
1915, I'm perfectly confident saying.
Dude, 14 is like the tail end of 8th grade, man.
I actually
he said no.
have a
Wait, we
firsthand
all understood that,
experience
correct?
on
Wait, I thought he just said he'd
being
relatively say the
14
same
and
thing.
Yeah,
No, he
for
said yes.
13.
I said no.
He said it's the same as 13, correct? Kuihman?
Wait, shut up, Kuihman, just to clarify. Did you say
Yeah,
the same as 13?
Saying the same thing as 13. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
gotcha.
Style W.
I thought you said-
Thank you.
Okay, so we're saying 15 is the boundary then, isn't it? Really, I guess is what you're saying, Creeman. Like you're saying it's okay, but like
I'm saying,
from there, what
15,
you're fucked.
15, I can confidently defend. I can confidently defend 15. I think.
But 1914, you're saying, yeah, that's not one you're gonna get behind.
That's not one I'll get behind though. It's one of those ones where I'm like, I don't know if there's necessarily a harm, but like, I mean, I wouldn't, throw my.
I mean, is there? I don't want to just bring legality into it because legality is not part of the conversation. But there's not like one fucking state in America that looks at a 5-year age gap and goes, "Yeah, that's Romeo and Juliet." Okay, I'm just saying.
No, obviously not. I mean, we're not talking about like physical interaction or anything like that at the moment.
I mean, it's like it's fine to scrutinize, but like again, everyone is calling this guy a pedophile.
Well, I'm saying, but if it was 1914, there's no
but no one's
governing
calling him a
body in
pedophile
America
here.
that would say that that's
You
okay.
guys came in with that. I understand you're not saying it now,
No,
but you did say it.
Never said
At least
that. Never said he's a
Bowblax
pedophile.
fella did.
Yeah, I was saying it because we were reading messages of him saying like, "I have a pedo crush."
Yeah, but that's
And then I
he's a
clarified my
pedophile.
stance here early on in the conversation. But yeah, you saying there's like a problem, but people shouldn't get he shouldn't get as heavily criticized for it. That was my take from the very beginning. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that like millions of times over and over in this combo, where it's like, yeah, I think like the criticisms are valid, but like people's reaction are overblown. So I guess we agree because you just said that earlier.
I would
Just
agree
now?
to that. I would agree that this situation itself, I mean, it screams Edgelord 2010. I was
Yep.
probably having similar conversations with people as a female at that age. So I would have been the 15-year-old in that kind of conversation.
Wait, then why did you come in hot to me when I said the same shit?
Because you're the male. I'm the female. There's
Oh,
a
man.
difference.
You seem like the
That's
type of goat to get
retarded. What
groomed.
you're saying?
I
And
seem like
there's-
the type of
there's
girl
the
to
whole
what?
issue
I'm
with
sorry,
race.
To get groomed. He said to
Snaggle.
get groomed. He called you
You're
a
the type
grooming
of girl to
victim.
get groomed online by the fucking big stinky.
Yeah, you
fat
sound
ass.
very silly.
Fucking
You
spider
would
dude,
fall over
yeah.
to some nigga saying your feet stink. You would. That's you.
Would I?
Yeah, it's
I'm
probably-
so glad you have an understanding of my character. I feel heard.
Can we just clear something up as well? Because there's comments on my Discord about this, right? Crack, you just messaged me and asked to be a mod, and I was like, yeah, sure, you can be a mod. That's the nature of our conversation, right? There's no funny business. Can you just confirm that, please?
Wait, me?
Yes.
Oh wait, people are saying Chud Riz Logic,
There is nothing funny happening here.
Rizzler. Okay, Chud.
You wanted to
just
be a-
call me a he?
No. I'm trying to clarify because people are saying there's something weird happening here. You messaged me and asked to be a mod, and you've been going off in chat, so I brought you in.
Rizzler.
That's it, right?
Yeah, I'll leak the logs, man.
Dude, leak
Chad,
the
Chad,
DMs.
Chad,
Just like,
Chad, don't let him get away with this. These are edited. Chad,
He's
Chad,
like
this is
talking about
pre-prepared.
shoes with her. Oh
Do
fuck.
not let Chud get away with this.
Dude, Chugga? Dude.
Riz Logic.
Chudga.
Okay,
They're
anyway.
the same.
Alright,
They're
so
They're
I have
similar
one-
age too.
I feel like we're circling
Oh my
the drain.
God.
Smaggle, what have you got to add?
Yeah, I have one quick question. So if 1915 is okay, does that mean 1814 is also okay?
No.
What do you mean no? It's the same 4-year age gap, dude.
You're
If
playing
not
a
fine with
retard. Smaggle, I
1814,
hear you
then
cheesing
shouldn't
ear
be
to
fine
ear.
with 1915.
Smaggle, you're smiling so loud right now.
Wait, no, I don't
I'm not
understand.
smiling at all.
So you're acting like it's crazy for everyone to hold these positions when you're basically saying that 1915 is literally the line. If you go even slightly over it, you're entering like pedogate. But like,
Yeah, that's
you think
how
it's
the law's
crazy that
written as
people are
well.
criticizing this?
Wait, sorry. My point about
I think the issue with you guys is you're asking for like hardline stances on something that's so clearly like the very edge of what you're allowing. And I think the issue with what Lerix is saying is he doesn't want to answer that question because he can't, because there's no like degree of separation here. It's either pedo or not pedo. There's no in between to the conversation of like, whereas this could be bad behavior.
I think it's
there's two different
predatory.
disagreements happening there. I think that the issue is because what I'm saying is that's the hard line where I would say there's probably something wrong happening there, right? What me and Lerix have both agreed numerous times, there's nothing inherently wrong happening with the 19 and 15 age gap.
So when you're at the line, is left of the line this guy is a pedophile, and right of the line is this guy has done absolutely nothing wrong, or is there some sort of
Nick, I don't use pedophile like a fucking retard like you guys. Okay, I use the ICD, primary exclusive attractions to children. Okay, prepubescent children. Okay, I don't use the retarded definition of if you talk to someone underage, you're a pedophile or any of that stupid.
He uses a hebephile.
Even if it was 19, 14, he's still not a pedophile or even necessarily a phebophile because he has to show primary and exclusive attraction to that age group. That's my. So I'm never gonna call him a pedophile, even if there's a 19, 14 age gap or a 19, 13 age gap. I'll say he's a fucking freak and he was preying on that girl.
Okay, so the question you were asking is if you thought it was a predatory behavior, if he was showcasing predatory behavior. So your cutoff for predatory behavior is 1915, and then 1914 would be predatory.
That's not saying it's predatory. Yeah, there's such a gulf in life experiences.
But there could be other factors that makes it predatory. I understand what you were arguing there before, but when you're talking about exclusively age gap, that would be the line.
Yes.
So you're saying that it's either completely predatory or it's either he's done absolutely nothing wrong.
No,
or do you think there's degrees of criticism you're allowed to make?
For that age gap alone, for the age gap to be the factor that makes it predatory, that is where my line would be. Now you can bring in other reasons, like you said, but for the age gap, that's where my line would be. So I don't see it as you can't if you're going over if you're talking about 1915 and there's no other reason to believe there's anything predatory happening, which Lerix is claiming that for some reason the fetishization of the age gap that is the predatory thing.
I doubt anyone who engages in this activity would reflect back on it and be like, yeah, I did nothing wrong in that instance. I feel like most of them would be like, yeah, no, that was so I shouldn't have done that.
Aren't they still in communication at that point though? When they
were talking till 2022, if I read that correctly.
So like, if I still had a relationship with that person, maybe I would. Like, it's not like
here. Just a quick question. I know we're going into.
1 second. So they're 19. And they're 19 and 14, 19 and 15. Sorry, 19 and 15. Okay, and they maintain that relationship for how long? 5 years?
10 years.
No, till 20. Yeah, longer.
So now you're 23. You're 23 years old or something, and you're sitting there being like, "Hey, I remember the time I sexted her when she was a minor," and you're just maintaining that friendship and that relationship and still teasing them when they turn into an adult, and you don't see that as fucking weird, man.
Yeah, not only that, but he said he wanted to do it again.
Because you have to be. Because the reason that would be weird is if it was grooming her, but there's no grooming happening there really.
But that shows like, okay, I remember what happened here, and I have no remorse for those actions. I'm maintaining this friendship and continuing to make jokes now that she's an adult about it.
Exactly.
Well, you're saying that, but like even the person who brought it forward had to go back and see how bad they were. Like we're not giving Chugga that same level of charity.
Oh. Yeah, of course.
Well, we're not even letting Chugga respond. So yeah, I agree with you. We're not giving Chugga charitability because I need to hear what he says before I make an actual position on this. It's just
but that's the essence of this argument. Is about
I don't know, dude. I feel like there's enough here. There's enough here to look into.
I agree. I do think there's enough here to look into, especially like and for anybody who disagrees with that. What the fuck did you just say to me?
Not giving this woman a platform was the worst decision he made today.
Okay, Kuihman, I know we're going a little bit in circles, but Kuihman, I just want to blatantly just ask you, do you not think he was getting aroused and turned on by the fact she was 15?
Oh. Like by the fact.
What do you mean by the fact? What do you mean by that?
Because she was 15.
No.
And because of her age.
Oh my
do you not think he was getting aroused by that?
I do not think there was a specific. No, I don't.
Okay. I mean, there's just no arguing that. If you look at these messages, it's so blatant that he is.
They were playing around with the idea.
Playing
around. No, they're not playing around at that point. No.
They're playing around with.
Dude,
shut the fuck up.
Can you guys stop spurging for a second, please?
They're playing around with the fact that he can't actually act on it in real life, and that is being brought into their sexting, into their flirting, right? That they're playing around with that fact. That does not necessarily indicate to me that he had a specific attraction to people who are 15 and younger.
Like they're talking because he's a YouTuber and that's his age demographic, not because he's searching for children.
he has no
That's just
issue.
not true.
That's
These
fair.
DMs of him
There
talking
is a
about her
child.
being an IRL lolly and his pedo crush, dude.
But she's not an IRL lolly. We know this, right?
I don't
We know
think you
she's
can
not an IRL lolly.
I don't
So
get. I
that
don't
is
get.
like
I
a
don't get
joke.
how you
What?
can defend this, but
Wait.
he's getting off to the fact
Yeah, I
she's
don't
15 and
understand.
calling her a lolly. It's like
Getting
pretty
off.
1-to-1 that he's getting aroused by her
It's
age.
just, we just don't
Sorry,
see
for me
eye to eye on
personally,
like, what
it's just
these words mean.
crazy.
Okay,
You
dude.
keep harping on
Hold on,
this.
wait, hold on. Didn't it in the time when he said that she looked like a lolly? Didn't he also say that he looked at her cosplay pictures as well?
Yes.
In this,
We
And
don't
she
know
yeah,
what, we don't know
so-
what any of that means. It's not
what do you
like.
mean you don't know what that means? That means he looked at.
We don't know if that's true or not.
He says
Snuggle?
specifically, hey, with your
With
cosplays,
cosplay,
you
yes.
really are a
Okay,
lolly.
okay.
He's gonna repeat what the man
And
just said.
what's the issue? What's the issue with that? What's the point?
Okay, dude.
I think the
Do you
point that's
thi-
being made is there's a specific sexualization of her youth. And my guess, I mean, I don't know.
Yes.
I'm kind of like trying to, you know.
She's
but the
not
point
that
is,
much younger.
It's like 4
yeah,
years.
but he's sexualizing
I feel like
her
when I get in these
youthfulness.
fucking conversations,
Most
everyone's
people's-
just like,
most
"Well, did she know
people's
the age?
attraction-
She didn't know the age. Did he know the age?
most
It's important if he knew the
people's
age."
attraction-
You guys are like,
Age.
"Damn, he knew the
There's
age and he
most
wanted to
people's
fuck her
attraction-
because of the age." And what's wrong
Most
with
people's
that?
attraction moves on. So if the initial attraction isn't even weird, then I don't understand why you're using it as justification for something that's happening now. Most people's age of attraction is going to move up. Usually for men, I believe it moves up to around 20 to 25 and then stops. But, you know, it's probably moved up in that time. So why are you assuming that he's got the same attraction now? Why is that just cause to investigate him now?
Because it was specifically the childishness that he was sort of seemingly attracted to. You know, that's I think the problem.
Placing
That's
him
what's
under
being pointed out.
citizen's arrest. I just want to know if there's other people who had this
Bro,
interaction.
you're doing it's
Yeah,
worse
like-
that's happening to him. It's worse than citizens
I feel like you're trying to explain like this is like a normal thing too. Like this isn't like a socially normal thing. I don't even think for the time for like a 19-year-old doing this with a 15-year-old.
This was
it
absolutely
wasn't.
common as fuck. It was widespread.
It was
Oh,
common.
No,
Absolutely.
you have to
What?
differentiate that. Was it common that this age gap would happen? Okay,
Yeah.
we could argue that. Was it common that the person of the age gap is just like, this is so much more awesome because you're 15? I feel like that's not the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it was socially acceptable in the first place, though.
Again, you're pointing to like
It wasn't.
Yeah, I'm pointing
These
to
are
the
your
only
arguments,
thing we
Queen. You
have
brought up
with
the
that.
socially acceptable
he's
thing.
saying-
This is
you're
what you
you're pointing
said.
to him saying, like, while they're flirting, oh, I can't do anything. It'd be pedophilia. I can't do anything. Oh, you're sort of like a lolly when you think about it. Like, you're pointing to that as though it's like this massive fetishization. Like, he's making a massive focus out of like, oh, I just love getting younger and younger girls. That's what I'm all about. But that's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying. He's saying I can't act on this stuff. Oh, but isn't it funny to play around with? That's everything that I've seen. That's
Look,
everything that I've seen.
This has been pointed out in
So
chat.
funny, That's
Right.
why we kept harping on the whole pedophile joke throughout the entire
Okay.
conversation.
And I'm not giving that
again,
it's a
but
joke
he's
until at
saying it
least
would
he
be
claims
pedophilia,
it
but
is.
it
Okay,
wouldn't
then we'll
actually be
think we'll
pedophilia.
address
Okay,
it.
There used to be a board on Reddit called r/jailbait, right? The whole jailbait
The
thing was a more
whole
socially
planet
accepted
shit,
concept,
but also
and it's not
absurd.
anymore. It got banned. The jailbait thing is in the past, and we think that's really creepy now. But back then, the jailbait thing was a little bit more
very
socially
normal.
acceptable.
Yeah, and
child
you're gonna
porn, it was
fucking
just a
impute
goof, it
everyone
was
who
just
ever went
funny.
on there.
Shut up, Smaggle.
But Chud, was the jailbait girls who were 18 that looked younger, or like
No, they
what
were
was the
actually
thing?
jailbait. That
In
was the
some
whole
cases,
point.
they were actually
you're
underage. Yeah, I mean,
So,
that's
But I
what
know
the
you
whole shut
niggas are
down.
15 and you
necessarily,
don't
but does
remember
that
what
make
the internet was
it
like
necessarily?
before
Does that
Reddit?
make it better?
Well, I'm not
I
saying
mean,
that it makes it better.
No, it's not better.
I'm just
It's
pointing
just,
out.
it was
It's
more
about-
normal.
Yeah, it's about it not being a like massive red flag. Like you're not gonna go and investigate every single person that ever went on jailbait back in the day, because that would be fucking insane.
I mean, I necessarily,
And
I guess I
I'm-
just don't
listen.
understand the argument, because if you're saying
Okay.
that it was more common, but also that doesn't make it better, then what's even the point of bringing it up if it doesn't make it better?
Because everyone was
Okay.
doing it. If everyone is breaking the law, then you're not doing something that
The
bad.
point is, I'm more on your side, Lerix, and I think there's stuff to be worried about here. Okay, but
That's
what
the
I'm trying to
truth,
point,
Bowblax.
but what I'm trying to point out is that there was a dynamic that existed where the jailbait stuff was played with a bit more. Not that it makes it right, but go back to like the 80s and 70s, and rock stars were fucking 14-year-olds, and no one cared about it. Does it make
Still
it
are,
right?
quite frankly.
No, they probably still are. Yeah, it doesn't make it right, but times have changed. And I think that the reason we're seeing all these pedophile groomer allegations is we're judging Chuggaaconroy so hard by 2024 standards. There is criticism to be had. He's made mistakes, I think, and I am concerned that more stuff is going to come out. But I guess that this idea that we should go and conduct some investigation into whether he's nonceing other girls, I think it's more just open. And if people have got stories to tell your story. And if he's done more bad stuff, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, it's too late now. Everyone who's coming out should come out. Fucking shit is out of the horse.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not going
Obviously, at
back
this
in.
point, it's done. His career is over. It
Can
literally
somebody
can't
link
get
me
any
the
worse.
full logs?
Yeah, I will. One sec.
So it's not to say that it's okay or it's justified. It's just to point out that there was more weird dynamics with this age stuff that did exist. That being said, though,
for the most part, yeah, I agree with that. It's just I'm saying
I
like
think
it's
we
still
are 90%
indefensible.
agree.
we're not even we're arguing over the
it's still
scraps.
like
I think
yeah.
the other side of it, though, is that, I think that Kuihman and Stylo are looking at the pedo crush stuff and they're looking at it in a certain way. I'd probably side more with it being like, more troubling than I think maybe they're saying. But, I think there is a sexualization of age that's happening there, which is concerning. But I just guess it doesn't warrant this, we need to go and investigate. It's like, if you've got a story, it's all out now, come forward. But without any other stories coming forward, I think, it was just kind of creepy messages that are troubling.
I'm not calling the cops saying investigate this motherfucker, but it's like, would I be necessarily surprised if someone did and he did end up getting like investigated? I mean, not necessarily. It could be pretty understandable,
Calling
I
the cops
guess.
would literally be better.
That'd be the better course of action.
Well, yeah.
And it's like, we're not excusing the behavior. I'd like to make that clear. It's like, this is bad behavior. He shouldn't have been
I
doing
know what
it.
you mean, Chud, by this is
my
this
God,
would
that
go
was
to a
the first
lot
time
of
you said
effort
that.
to make this fake.
Yeah, it should be implied, you dumb broad. You think we're saying pedophilia is good? You think we're saying 19-year-olds should go out
Do you know
DMing
that
minors?
the whole
today?
internet is fucking
Just
autistic?
say that,
Women.
Tyvo.
Women cannot have discussions. They don't know how to speak with people.
Oh,
Jesus
so does that mean that
Christ.
women are like children, and that we should?
You specifically are like a child.
Age?
I believe so.
Okay, let's get into. We've been going for 2 hours now. I think we should wrap this up. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah. I'm
Dude, this is
actually
fucking.
dry.
Hold on. Whoa.
Dude,
yeah,
48
we're
making
Page
fun of
one.
women. Shutting it
Page
down.
one, this shit's crazy, bro. What the fuck?
And see, that's why I'm.
I only saw little screen grabs. This is fucking weird.
Yeah, what we
48.
showed you wasn't even the worst shit. That's why I'm like. And he's like fetishizing the fact that like, oh yeah, I'm a pedo. Like it's.
Yeah, that's the main. I guess
This is,
final notes because we want to wrap it up. But it's like, here's the here.
Well, people are saying not
here's
to
the
wrap
thing,
it
like,
up, but I
like-
don't know what else there is to say. Like, I feel like
Yeah, exactly.
Allegations. Hold up.
I'm just
Why
saying-
has nobody here talked about
I'm
the
just saying-
necrophile allegations? Like,
Oh,
what the
fuck
fuck?
off.
No one cares
Exactly.
about the dead.
What are you talking about?
that was a
There's
suit that.
literally
Oh my
there's
God.
literally a page where he says that he wants to eat the girl's dead body.
I
Like,
hope
come
you
on,
eat
dude.
it.
Why do you?
Yeah,
What do you
That is
mean?
I hope he
obviously
eats it.
an insane joke. Don't be fucking
I
autistic.
hope
Werewolf
he eats it.
pedophiles, vampire pedophiles,
like-
and now zombie pedophiles. It's so.
It's just
big.
like, I guess, like, lastly, it's just the most incriminating part is the sheer mass of how many there is. This isn't a one-off comment.
Oh, dude, I
This
thought a
isn't
fat
anything
joke
of the
was coming
sort.
right there.
Yeah, dude. But he's fucking paranoid. He's gonna get called fast. No, but yeah, just like there's so many of these things. It's just what makes it like all the more surprisable. But yeah, that's basically it.
Mhm.
Nicholas,
It's
any
good though
quick-
to have Queemans. It's good to have Queemans. Disagree, have the
Pedophiles,
take
yeah,
the
yeah, I know what you
take the
mean.
Mr. Girl, take the Mr. Girl takes
Pedophiles.
for the fucking.
Yeah.
I mean,
These are
if yeah,
children.
Stylo obviously was swinging with the 15 thing. Whether he hit or not is for the audience to decide. But I will
I
just.
think they were with me. I
okay,
think that was
wow.
with me for real. I think I was spitting.
Okay, well.
No, it wasn't would he hit a 15-year-old. It was how would he hit a 15-year-old. Make sure you.
In what context? Was it Habbo Hotel? Was I on Guy Online? What's the difference?
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on though, Chud.
Yeah, no
I'll see you later,
worries.
man.
Listen, if everyone's job, I'm
Thank you.
going to point it up. So thanks for coming on. Cheers.
That's good. See you guys.
Yeah, I'm glad as well. No hard feelings.
No hard feelings to anyone. Exactly. Okay, I'm going to go now.
Yep.
Thanks for coming on. I appreciate you all. Hopefully again.
Yeah,
We'll
thanks
get some time.
for having me on. Yeah.
Pleasure.
Sure.
Okay.
Going
Thanks so
back
much.
to work now. Toodaloo.
Good luck. Bye bye. Thank
Can
you.
you demod her, please? Just demod her. Thank you.
That was fun. I enjoyed that. I got a real kick out of that.